Not on the level that Tau have. They have railguns in some very large ships.
Yeah, they just kind of skipped railguns and said, let's just make auto freaking rocket launchers instead, called bolters.
Yeah. Tau have better railguns than the Imperium does, which is feels bad because railguns are hype.
And I'm pretty sure Necron have Gauss weaponry.
Yes, they have Gauss weaponry.
They're the only ones with Gauss weaponry. And it's freaking really, really nasty.
Hey, tech priests have neat weapons and toys. Or the Mechanicus.
I don't know if the tech priests have freaking linemen that can just shoot up a tank with their basic normal gun.
Yeah.
That's why we have melters and sorry.
Meltas aren't normal guns. Far from it. Those are specifically anti-tank guns.
Yes, they're very normal.
I mean, they're normal, but they're not every single goddamn.
That's why they have melta guns, which are normal. You mean those things that 1 in 50 people have?
Let's keep in mind, Nor, that the average Necron warrior carries a Gauss rifle, and Gauss rifles can freaking put holes in tanks.
It's actually bullshit.
Yeah, well, when you freaking come from the old gods, you kind of have some advantages.
Fuck the old gods, and fuck the code.
Once you reach tech priest, you literally get to learn Melta and Plasma weaponry.
I know, but Melta and Plasma weaponry still aren't usable armaments for the average.
People who are on the front line.
That's what I was talking about the Mechanicus. I wasn't being like, oh yeah, the Imperium. Oh yeah, the.
Even then, the normal front line for the Mechanicus would be the
nice freaking physical rifles or nice laser rifles, but they're
they have Vanatime shotguns and las weapons. They don't use Melta guns. At least it isn't their mainline weaponry.
It's mostly because Melta is really close range.
Yeah, it's 10 meters.
Yeah. And
15?
Yes, it will melt literally anything you point it at. The problem is getting that close. Because if anyone so much as decides to look at you, they have lots of chances to blow you away before you get close.
Oh, then you do plasma.
Or you're an orc, and then you don't care.
God, melting guns against orcs.
Still very nasty.
It's a waste, is what it is. Unless they're wielding vehicles.
It'd be funny, though. Just watching an orc explode.
Yep. You get to kill the one orc that you shoot it at, and then you get hacked apart by all of his buddies.
That's why you don't give it to literally everyone in the squad. Jesus.
Alright, yeah, they don't have Necrons in Dark Heresy as far as you guys are concerned.
If we fight Necrons, it's over, dude. That's it.
I was just curious if they had stats for them.
We get our asses beat by just normal goons occasionally. What do you think's going to happen when we go up against actually good soldiers? They're going to smack us into the ground.
The weird thing is Tau should be on the same level as you guys, but I think it's because they carry sniper weapons for literally almost their entire force.
Yeah.
Punch through armor.
I think if we fight at relatively close range, we could probably beat Tau.
Yeah.
The problem is fighting relatively close range.
Yeah.
Just
if you get to close range, then you get to deal with the Kroot, and the Kroot are not fun to fight in melee.
That's why you have fire and high explosives. There's nothing that can't be solved with a liberal application of fire and high explosives.
Oh, nice. They do actually have stats for...
Okay, yes. Star used a lot of
Space Marines.
Electric type.
They have stats for Chaos Space Marines. Nice. I hate it.
In Deathwatch, not in Dark Heresy.
Okay, because I was about to say, no. Mitchell, don't you dare.
Let's see. What do they have as stats? I'm not even looking at the Demon Prince, by the way. The Demon Prince is you lose.
Listen.
Alright, so they have 8 on everything but the body, which is 10, plus their toughness bonus. So to even hurt a Chaos Space Marine, and this is best case scenario, you shoot them in the head, arms, or legs, you still have to beat 16.
Yeah, but what if you have a holy sword? Does that fucking help at all?
You still have to freaking hack through their armor, which is not demon.
That's fair. bad. What if it's a monohull?
And you'll cut through a little bit of their armor and then still freaking
Yeah.
have to deal with them.
Haha, I nicked him. And then they just crush your head like a fucking can of soda.
But they do have, they have fire warriors. Yeah, they're not that good. Although, maybe this is probably versus Space Marines who freaking can get insane stat lines. Because I know my freaking heavy bolter one had like a 90 ballistic skill. Sure, couldn't fight melee for crap, but well, for crap being like 40, but
yeah. Thing is, we aren't Space Marines. We are goons at best and shitheads at worst.
Yeah, so Tau, on average would hit on about a 45, which isn't bad.
Better than me.
Oh. Here we are. Oh wow, rending claws aren't actually all that deadly. I mean, they're still rending, but
what's rending?
For rending claws, the base Tyranid weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently they're diamond hard rows of bone capable of crushing reinforced termite. Oh, good.
Reinforced termite? Fine. We got that. We got reinforced termite.
Oh, I don't even have to make stats for the Imperial Guardsmen. Good.
Oh, nice. Now
I mean, I'm gonna have to mess with their freaking gear, but I can use their stat line, which is
now when they inevitably betray us horribly. We'll know what we have to fight against.
I mean, they're actually astoundingly average.
Astoundingly average?
Yep. 30s across the board except for intelligence and fellowship.
What's intelligence and fellowship?
20.
The
guardsmen.
I think the fellowship would be higher. Intelligence sounds about right, though.
I mean, their field officer is much higher. But that makes sense. He's got to yell at people.
Yeah.
I mean, would field officer fall under the... I think that would fall under sergeant. I don't think senior officer would probably be something closer to commander.
Yeah, field officer would probably be non-com. And then senior officer would be a commissioned officer.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. They're not going to go into break it down into further. Oh, they actually have battle servitors too.
Oh, nice.
Battle servo skulls? No, they don't. That's okay though.
A battle servo skull is called a medical skull that you point at the enemy.
No, apparently they have skulls.
Whatever happens, happens.
Strap a freaking gun to.
Yeah.
And then they can shoot people. All right. Regardless, this is helpful. Not relevant right now, though.
I maintain what I said isn't wrong, though.
If you're using freaking medical servo skulls for that purpose, that's gone very, very bad.
I mean, if medical servo skulls are the only thing you have at the moment, better than nothing. They got they have like buzzsaws and shit on them. If nothing else, you can freak the fuck out of the enemy.
And hope they don't get shot down in the first volley.
They're small. Hard to shoot, probably.
Found a wrecked ship, Captain. We'll see if we can get this.
It's nice 20 modifier to shoot. Servo skulls.
We have a Theo and an Oryx.
Hello. I am here.
All right.
All right. So do you guys remember what was going on?
Are we starting now? Because if so, I should hit record.
Yeah, go ahead.
Remind me of that update later, so I can still hit remind me later next session.
Before we start, should we give Norix a bit of an update on the lore, or?
I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Well, just so you know the world.
Well, here, I'll give you a slight update for just kind of basic setup for what's going on this session. You're in a place called the Hive City. It's basically, Coruscant from Star Wars, where it's just a big, huge city, but it's like strapped on top of each other. Or actually, Tarsonis from Tarsonis? No, that's StarCraft. God damn it! The first planet from. Actually, Norris, did you even play Knights of the Old Republic, the first one?
No, I've
Okay.
never played anything Star Wars or Warhammer.
Have you watched
Yeah,
anything Star Wars?
I've watched
right.
all the Star Wars movies. They were
All right,
okay.
Coruscant. It's like Coruscant, but it's
I
depressing.
don't know what that is.
All right, it's a city planet, but depressing.
It's the city
like
above the city.
The city planet where he got his, where he stole from the Lando dude. What is that?
No,
Cloud City?
you know where the
No.
Republic Senate was?
No.
I
You
thought
remember,
you watched the movies.
I've watched the movies. I don't remember them.
All right,
You know,
it's a city planet, and it's depressing, and everyone hates life.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, you have one city on top,
Basically, I
that's,
guess. Yeah.
it's a city. Then underneath, into the crust of the earth, you have other cities, usually doing industry or whatever. That's where the poor people. There's like a lot of people.
Not what I need.
Okay.
There's a lot of people. 80% of them hate their lives. 95% of them hate their lives, actually.
Tarsus. Okay, that's what it's called. That's probably why Tarsonis popped in my head. Basically, high cities are big, huge tower cities that are built in various locations across the planet. They're huge. They sprawl, usually up and down, but also out. The further up you are, the better things are generally. So there is like an undercity and under the crust generally, where all of the gangsters and et cetera, live.
Actually, wait, Norix, remember that tree that we went to, in Rising Heroes?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, where
Okay.
at the top you have royalty, and at the bottom you have ground.
But not nature.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
that's something relevant that I can.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So
If you imagined all the
that,
drow
except-
living on like the top of the tree with all of the other nobles, it's kind of like that.
Well, yeah, instead of drow, it's criminals, so it's basically the same.
Yeah. But
and here,
most people live in the middle areas where they work as factory workers and whatnot.
Okay.
So nobles live on top, normal people live in kind of the middling area, and then the very bottom is where the criminals and the people who don't have the money to live in the middle live.
Gotcha.
and
All right.
let me tell you what the setting is, okay? Okay, this is the 41st millennia. Basically, humanity's conquered the entire Milky Way almost, right? If not a little bit further, Mitchell. Either way, humanity's all over the place. There's this one really powerful guy who's known as the God Emperor of Mankind. He
Died,
did a lot.
kind of.
Yeah. He's on this thing called the throne that's keeping him somewhat alive.
He's in constant agony.
Yeah, basically in a coma.
Oh wow.
Can't tell if he's alive.
That's pretty cool.
Most of his friends are dead.
Yep.
About half of his children
Or asleep,
want him
or
dead.
lost.
Yeah.
Or betrayed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was about half of his children.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was about in the 31st millennia, where chaos, demons and everything, corrupted his children against them. About half of them. Giant war. Basically fractured humanity.
His
And
children, by the
now-
way, are the Space Marines, the
Yeah.
guys in power armor and whatnot.
Well, the Space Marines are like the children of his children.
I know, but it's easier to explain it as the Space Marines are his children rather than explaining what Primarchs and what.
He's the grandpappy of the Space Marines. There's a line in between him and Space Marines called the Primaris, and that's like a smaller version of him.
Primaris.
Sorry, not Primaris.
Some other thing now.
Yeah, Primarchs. Which is like a smaller version of him and a bigger version of a Space Marine.
Yeah, he did a lot for humanity. People love him. They revere him as a god because kind of like chaos is basically It's everything that the worst of humanity. So, anger, lust, uh, rage. Wait, I already said that. Already said.
There's a bunch of other stuff that wants us dead. There's spores that turn into fucking orcs. They're mad. They're kind of all psychic, but they aren't smart enough to really use it. So if they just believe that something's true, it will become true.
Space elf.
One of the great examples I've heard is so say they're in a fucking truck and it runs out of gas, and one of them, like the big mean one, goes, "What do you mean? I filled it up before we left." And everyone else like, must still have some gas. Then they can just turn it on and start driving again. Like nothing fucking happened, which is actually just cheese.
Okay. So the world, basically, what I've gotten from this, the world is confusing.
The world is a fuck.
Yeah.
Everything's awful.
Okay.
We're trying to deal with it.
Oh.
So,
The
yeah.
universe has been being built.
We're being forced to deal with it.
What, 40 years now? So
Yeah.
We've had a lot added on to it and whatnot. And especially, it doesn't help that the timeline has moved along somewhat from where we're currently playing.
Some of it's been decanonized, I believe.
Yeah. So certain things like the Primaris Marines, which are basically bigger, scarier, normal Marines.
Yeah.
But not quite Primarchs.
Yeah. They're one step below Primarch
don't exist
and
yet.
one step above Space Marine.
Yeah.
And so, to make it simple, there's the God Emperor of Mankind. There was a, we'll call it the Horus Heresy. Horus was a Primarch. He
We'll call it what it actually is.
He was mad at his father, and he and a few other brothers went against, sent humanity, or shattered humanity, and now you have places that revere the God Emperor as a god, and some places have been basically thrown back into the Stone Age.
Feudal worlds.
Yeah. So the world is big. We're trying to make sure things stay in order by hunting down heretics who want to bring chaos and bad stuff.
Or Xenos or whatever the last Ordos is. Yeah.
Everything sucks, and unfortunately, we're kind of in charge of making sure it stays sucky and doesn't get more sucky.
That doesn't break.
You guys work for the Inquisition, whether willingly or not.
So far, I think we have 3 people who are willing. Not sure about you, though. So,
Okay, I'm very confused, but...
Yep.
Basically, the thing you need to know is you work for the quote-unquote good guys to make sure the quote-unquote bad guys don't make everything worse.
Don't make everything quote-unquote worse.
Yes.
No, everything worse doesn't need quotes. Everything will just get worse.
Yeah, ironically, that part is actually the true part. Who you're working for isn't really the good guys. Who you're fighting isn't really the bad guys, but shit will get infinitely worse if you don't kill them.
Yeah. The I guess good race of the galaxy is a bunch of communists who basically want everyone to join them and are now mind controlling people.
You say that, but then they were made not good because everything has to be bad because the universe sucks.
I know, that's why I said they are the best of the worst, pretty much.
That was like a breadcrumb.
But they want everything to be peaceful. It's just their way of getting everything to be peaceful that isn't very.
To be fair, the Imperium wants everything to be peaceful. Kind of. The Emperor wanted everything to be peaceful.
Yeah, I think that's where it starts and ends, though.
I'm sure there's a few good people in there. Their mistake was having one good man in the Imperium.
Okay, now, Norks, any questions?
A lot.
Okay. So what are we doing?
Hunting down a heretic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically, all I need to know is, all hail the whatever overlords kill the
God
heretics.
Emperor.
All hail the God Emperor, kill the heretics.
Do not fuck up saying all hail the God Emperor or you will be shot.
So don't say it. but
Yeah.
imply it.
Yeah, imply that everything you're doing is for the God Emperor, and you'll be fine.
Now you're going to hear me say,
Basically,
to the
you're
machine god.
the Inquisition's interns. You're all morons who basically are just getting thrown around to solve problems that the Inquisitors themselves aren't willing or are unable to fix.
Calling us interns feels a little bit generous. We're way more disposable than interns are.
Unpaid interns.
Way more disposable than that.
We get paid in
We are
exposure.
the most disposable cog in the machine.
So
we're like the janitors.
You're the worst of the best that are hopefully being used effectively. You're probably not, though.
I wouldn't say we're the worst of the best. I'd say we're the worst of the worst of the best.
No, the Inquisition actually has a lot of people who are like actually competent.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunately you guys are at the bottom of that totem.
I almost died as soon as I got on a spaceship.
That was not entirely your fault. That was
that's because you guys got
that could be called
backstabbed by a gene stealer, which is able.
You can put that under extenuating circumstances. Is what you can put that one under.
Yeah, you know the Space Marine guys.
You.
There's bigger Space Marine guys called Terminators who literally have like energy shields that can make it so they can survive like cannon rounds from tanks and whatnot. Your gene stealers rip those guys apart, so they're scary.
The fact that I live is in itself a miracle, I guess. Then.
Yeah, pretty much actually.
It's your guys are lucky that you guys were standing on an Inquisition ship and had a lot of stormtroopers floating around.
Hey man, I was back up that next turn. I would have had a crack grenade in it.
And hey, I was able to patch you up with some staples.
Yeah. You got a nice new scar. We haven't even started the investigation, and you've already been fucking wounded.
And
we suck.
So Norix, you want to hear me say, praise the Omniscience, praise the Machine God? That's because I'm technically not part of the.
That's just his own cult shit. Yeah. That's as far as you really need to know.
Every machine has a life, or something.
Pretty much.
It has a soul.
Yeah, that's what I've gathered from that.
Yeah.
Disrespect it, I'll fucking kill you.
We're all part
of machines, your comlink, your gun, etc. All of them.
Yeah, unfortunately, your gun. And unfortunately, we have a fucking psyker who
tends to break shit. You pissed it off somehow.
So
my gun's only ever jammed due to psychic interference. Smile.
I can please your gun.
The psychers and guns don't get along.
Oh god, don't put it like that.
Also, Mitchell, psychers and everything don't get along. Psychers and
demons get along with them pretty well.
Psychers and the warp don't get along.
Demons and psychers get along pretty well.
No. Demons get along with psychers. Psychers don't get along well with demons.
So, Althea is not here, but I guess we can start and you can just kind of tootle around. He'll just pick up things that he needs to pick up. Because I don't see why he'd leave them. So, when we were last here, you guys were basically finishing the briefing with Brother Marcalis, who effectively told you guys that you need to go and deal with the Inquisitor's mission first, and then you can handle your actual target. Mostly because it's along the way. So you need to go talk with a captain in the Imperial Guard of this world, known as Captain Uriel. And he did give a location for that.
Theoretically, I should be pretty okay with talking to him, right?
Guard and the police force is different, unfortunately, for you.
Okay.
I'm good.
The PDF you'd be closer to.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. The PDF are the basically random morons who the planets sign up to guard the planet, basically. The guard are the guys that they send out to go do more important things, such as worlds with millions.
The PDF die faster is the most important part.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
So you guys are in the Inquisition Conclave, and Brother Marcalis is going to lead you to the armory to grab some things before you are allowed to go do what you need to do.
The armory.
Mostly he's going to hand you guys each a pair of normal quality photo visors because you'll need them. Because
Nice.
otherwise, getting around in the not Undercity, but the Underhive is going to be a nightmare.
We have nods.
Yeah. So, it gives you those.
That is, you said, visor. What?
Yeah,
Photo visor. It's night vision goggles.
Photo
effectively.
visor.
yeah. It's basically night vision goggles. If you need the actual in-game name for it, it is the where the heck are my guys? I need the guys who have the items. Photo visors is what they're called.
Yep.
So. And now he's going to. Well, he gives you. Yeah, Brother Marcalis gives you the location to the guard barracks that you guys need to go to, and the location of that noble's manor.
All right, and we're supposed to talk to the guards first. You said.
I mean, he basically tells you it's up to you, but he does not suggest tarrying too long because
Yeah, let's go talk to the guards.
going on.
We should talk to the guard and then to the noble. I think.
He's going to leave you guys to do what you need to do and go back to what he was doing before.
Well, good luck in whatever you were doing before.
Yep. So he clicks off. So
This is an armory, right?
Yes.
yeah. I mean, it's literally they hand you the photo visors and then basically push you out of the armory to go do your thing.
Oh, I
They
can't
don't
read the
leave
armory.
you in the armory.
Oh, I was wondering if I just buy something real quick.
No, they're not selling anything right here.
Aw.
Feels bad.
You have stuff to do.
All right, let's go find the guard.
But Mitchell, what if I run to another gene stealer?
I
They
hope
won't
you
be
don't.
All right. Off to the guard, unless anyone has any objections.
Nope.
All right, off to the guard it is.
And we're back. Sorry.
Welcome back. We got photo visors, so we can now see in the dark.
Okay.
And we're heading out to go talk to some guard.
Yep. So the guard are on a lower area of the hive than the conclave is. So you need to go down
Don't need to hire another transport.
if you want to. You can also
Fuck it.
just walk, but it's going to take a while. Based on where the location is, either Numerian or your hiver could tell you that it was probably take an hour to walk down.
We've been on a ship. We need the exercise.
What? Are you saying that you don't exercise at all when on the ship?
Oh, but isn't it like a low G environment?
No,
No,
They
it
have-
has the same amount of gravity.
yeah, they have nice gravity generators.
A very
Mostly
dark
because it's all
environment.
attached to other important stuff, but yeah.
You need gravity, or else everything gets all warpy. Amongst other things.
Or you end up looking like Greba.
Creepy as fuck.
So there are people that are not in front of the conclave, but at least nearby. So if you wish, you can try and commandeer one of those, or you can even ask the Inquisition to see if you can borrow one of theirs, if of course they have one.
Alright, the only problem is we still don't have anyone who can drive.
Unfortunately, they're not going to give you a guide to do that.
Drive only matters in or the drive only matters when we need to actually like drive under stress, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get a fucking car from the Inquisition.
Okay. Are you guys just turning around and talking to the two guards that are standing out front?
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, the one apparently the guard shift has changed since you guys have come out, so it's not the same two. But they go and look at you, and one of them just kind of jerks a thumb and starts walking off towards one side of the conclave.
All right, follow.
Follow.
All right.
I don't know what's going on.
We're getting a car so we can
Yay!
drive around and not have to walk everywhere.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Or pay a taxi to go get anywhere.
I've already paid 2 taxis. I'm not paying another. Granted, one of those was a taxi from space, so.
Dropship, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he walks into the. They have like a little garage sitting next to it that has a pair of. Effectively, I'm trying to remember what the heck it's called. Not ATVs.
SUVs?
No, like armored troop carriers type of thing.
Oh, APCs?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know why the P vanished on me. So, yeah, they have a pair of those that are currently being worked on, and they do have a small, like, cargo truck.
Cargo truck served us pretty well last time.
Yeah, it's basically just a pickup truck with a slightly elongated bed. So,
pickup truck.
Yeah, well, we aren't going to take the APCs.
Yeah, they're not going to give you the APCs. The guy doesn't even look at them. He just points at the pickup truck and asks if that works.
Yeah, that'll work.
So, he goes and chats with one of the garage techs, and after a few minutes, they're able to get a pair of keys for you guys, and they just kind of hand whoever goes and grabs them first.
I think I have the best agility. So.
What is? Yeah, mine's
them.
only 28.
I have 37.
And if you don't have the drive skill, it's actually halved.
Yes.
Ooh.
So
I don't have the drive skill.
18.
So I'd be 14. Yeah, it'd be very, very low. 14.
I can't drive.
Yeah. I mean, you can't drive under pressure. You can drive normally, most likely. So, yep. You get in. You guys, I'm guessing, all pile into either the. It's set up just like a normal pickup truck. So 2 seats in the front, and then there are seats. Well, you can at least sit in the back. This one actually doesn't have any seats in the back because it's made for transporting goods.
I'll sit in the back.
All 4 of us pile into the cab with the servo skull.
So who's riding up front and who's riding in the back?
Back.
Then, yeah. Halo doesn't get a choice if Halo's driving.
Yeah, I'm going to sit in front.
Okay. So, yep. You guys get outside of the garage after piling in.
Figure you can sweet talk the car to not crash.
No, don't sweet talk the car. Anytime he tries to sweet talk something, it's gone poorly.
Oh no, don't sweet talk.
Once tried to sweet talk a drop ship, and it went very poorly.
That was one time. There was that one time
that
with
was the first time and the most important time.
No, Cleric, remember there's machines that were going to explode? I convinced him to hold it off for like a few seconds, but yeah, you don't remember that?
That's actually true. He did buy us a little bit of extra time to drag Chase out of a building.
Oh, that's nice.
I think we already had enough time, but always helpful.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure even Mitchell confirmed, like, yeah, you guys wouldn't have made. Well, with dragging Cleric, right?
You wouldn't have gotten any data was the main issue.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, see, look. We're going to complete our mission.
Yeah. You guys would have made it out, but not with anything relevant. So
we would have completed the mission.
You wouldn't have had this mission next. Yeah. Because Sand would have had to freaking track down.
Oh no, we wouldn't have had to hunt down this bitch. What a nightmare.
Which
means we wouldn't have had to fight the fucking gene stealer on the way. Oh no.
That was on the Inquisition having a shitty shift.
It might have been a fluke, but it's still a direct result of us being sent on this mission.
So, you guys drive down to the barracks. It still takes about half an hour because it's a big hive and you need to cross multiple levels to get down. Thankfully, the paths there, though, are slightly less used in comparison to the one up. So, you guys, about half an hour later, reach the guard barracks.
Sweet.
Nice.
And it seems pretty quiet.
How many children do I run?
Well, guard barracks. Really, it's a guard compound. It's a little base here.
Is there a gate?
Yep, it's lit up by a couple of spotlights.
Let's drive up to the gate.
Yep. It also has a couple of guys sitting in autocannons, just kind of hanging out on either side, little bunkers.
That's fine.
Yep, along with, of course, a small group of guards that are just kind of standing out front. In this case, literal guards, since they're Imperial Guard. Or the new stupid name they have. But, yeah, these guys are all dressed up in absolutely normal guard uniforms. You've seen them a million times on all of your worlds.
Hey, dudes.
Except for me.
With the one exception of their armor, instead of being painted the greenish color that most guard armor is painted, these ones are actually painted in a darker shade. Very, not quite black, but certainly nearing it.
Yeah, makes sense given the location.
Yep. So, yeah, as you pull up, one of the guards just kind of raises his hands. The others at least kind of, heft their rifles, but they don't point them at you. They're going through the procedure, but it's very obvious that
through the motions.
Yeah, they're not assuming you're going to be pulling anything stupid.
Yeah, they don't think I'm going to try and ram the gate and kill myself.
Yeah.
It's a bold assumption, but it's also true.
It is a big plasteel gate that's looks like it has to slide down into the earth again. So
no, I put the
just stop.
servo skull in the gas.
You are not going to put the servo skull in the gas, if for the other reason that won't fit past my legs.
Yep. So the guard just kind of walks up to you. Do you roll down the window or?
Yes, I will roll down the. No, I open the door and get out. Hey there, fellow guard.
You can't really hear him because he's not yelling at you. He's just kind of talking.
Yeah,
he does say something. But yeah, as you kind of roll it down the first few inches, you hear ID. And then he just kind of holds out his hand and looks at you.
We have IDs, right?
Maybe.
God damn it.
I mean, you don't have the like a hive ID.
Yeah, I will assume that we have something on us to identify us as us, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, hand that over.
Yeah, you guys. In this case, actually, Sand would have actually handed one of you, along with the data pad, a small Inquisition Aquila, so that it can, like an official one, like a badge, basically.
All right, hand that over then.
All right. Now, he just kind of takes it out of your hand without looking at it too much. Like it's very obvious going through the motions, and then he goes and takes it. Actually bothers looking at it as he's pulling out a data pad from his one of his side pouches, and then goes and flicks it open a few. Goes and pokes a few buttons on it, and then looks over at it, visibly blinks a couple of times, and then looks back at you. Inquisition.
I'm just dead-eyed. I just nod.
He nods, puts the data pad away in a hurry, and then just hands the Aquila back.
He's handed the fucking Achilles. Just I'm in danger.
Yeah. All of a sudden, he kind of moves, gets the other guards into a little more motion than they were just a few moments ago. And they're able to quickly get the gate down in the next 30 seconds or so with a loud metallic grinding sound.
Shit moves fast.
Yeah.
He goes and as he's kind of directing and as the gate is coming down, he yells over the metallic grinding. You're looking for barracks 38. Should be about, 5 down and then about 7 down on your left. You'll know it. It's got the big, the sergeant should be outside. Just look for him. He's got a big freaking pistol on his side. Anyway, and then the gate finally slams into place. All right, you're free. Go ahead.
All right, heading.
All right. Yep. So you roll in.
Directions to 37. No, not 37, 38. Instantly fucked it up. It's 37 be 1 foot away. Not 1 foot, of course, but like fucking 50 feet away from the other one. It's like, oh, that guy has the big pistol. Okay.
Yeah.
Drive slightly farther forward.
Yeah, I mean, you can easily tell. You can see because there's a group of guards standing outside of their barracks rather than inside. And you pull up, and there is a squad of 11 of them, plus one that is very obviously the sergeant.
Does he have a big pistol?
Hey, pretty lady, going my way?
Yeah, he's waving it around, in fact. It's a big laser pistol.
Oh.
Yeah, it's about the size of like a hand cannon, but it's very obvious powered by lasers.
Give me.
Someone in power waving around a large pistol that is powerful. I don't like this at all.
I mean, it's not a bolt pistol, and it's very obviously not a commissar. So it's better than it could be.
Yeah. Doesn't have to like it.
Yeah. So he's waving around the 6 of them are carrying just kind of the usual guard setup. They look almost exactly the same, at least equipment-wise, as the 4 guys standing out front. They all have the normal laser rifles, las rifles, a couple grenades, some flak armor. They also all have a set of night vision goggles that are, at least in 2 of their cases, already strapped over their face. The others just kind of have them hanging off their neck, almost like a pair of binoculars.
That's where we actually blind them with the lights.
Yeah. And 5 of them seem to carry just normal combat knives. One of them has a larger kind of like axe thing. Kind of think of like a tomahawk type of thing.
Oh, like a hatchet?
Yeah. A little bigger, but yeah. It's definitely used for hacking people and not wood.
You can hack people with a hatchet.
Remaining 3? Yeah, because Sarge is included. 3 of them carry slightly different armaments. 2 of them have very obviously big, long lases, so sniper rifles, effectively. And one of them actually has a flamer. He's fiddling with it currently. The last one, it doesn't look like a person. Rather, it looks like a person, but its colors are wrong.
An abhuman?
Probably. Its skin is milky white. Its eyes kind of look a little wrong. It's carrying some sort of... Yeah, it's carrying a las carbine of some sort. And...
Like Theo.
Yeah. So the Sarge pretty much almost immediately pays attention to you guys and calls you guys over.
Yeah. Head over.
Yep. These guys, of course, are all hivers, so they're kind of thin and lanky for the most part. The Sarge, on the other hand, is certainly not. He doesn't look like he's from a hive. At least not from his big, bulky muscles and the way that he's waving the pistol around with a lot more vigor than most hivers would. And of course, the abhuman doesn't look like he's doing anything. It's trying to hide away from the lights from their car.
Well, yeah, once we get over there, turn off the car and get out.
Yep. It's kind of away from the group, and the group seems to be perfectly happy with that. So, yep. You walk over to the sergeant?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's happy that you come over to him.
I'm not going to walk over to the fucking abhuman.
Yep.
I walk over to the
As much as I'm sure he's a nice guy, he's not the one in fucking charge, is he?
No. Yeah, he's dressed in not flak armor. He seems to be more of an auxiliary or something, as he's just kind of dressed in a more usual.
He's fucking rear echelon, dude.
Yeah, he has something more akin to like a body glove on rather than like actual armor.
I have a body glove, but it's armored body glove.
Yeah. No, it'll probably stop some of a bullet. Probably.
Maybe. If it hits in the right area.
Yep. It doesn't help that it doesn't actually have a helmet portion.
Yeah, that's not great, huh?
No. So the sergeant goes and just kind of looks you guys over and then jerks a thumb at the barracks door and then just kind of goes back to doing what he was doing before, which seems to be yelling at them to get into order. Most of them are still ignoring him. The two guys with snipers are at least listening, but it seems they're listening because they're done already.
Damn, he really isn't a fucking commissar, huh? Been like 5 dead people by now. All right, enter the barracks, I suppose.
All right.
I'll follow.
What about our tech priest and Psyker?
The rest of us follow.
Psyker doesn't even get the answer. It's dragged along by the tech priest. So, you guys enter the barracks, and it's a sea of bunk beds. You do hear someone speaking kind of like in the distance, but you need to kind of weave your way through. You can kind of see the edges of the crowd where the person is speaking to.
Oh yeah, we weren't here to fucking meet the shed head outside. Instead, we're actually here to meet fucking the big guy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, start fucking going through.
All right, yeah, you make it to the crowd after short order, and just kind of push or worm your way through it. Eventually, making your way up to the front, where a man dressed in an imperial officer uniform. He's even got the big hat and everything.
Gross.
Is standing, having kind of a short speech about how this operation is going to go without any issues and whatnot.
Oh, they're gonna all die. 100%.
No, only half
That's a
of them
death
are
flag
gonna die.
right there.
Yep. So
We're gonna have a
death flag unless he says he'll buy the first round when they come back. Then
you're right.
it's
One of
fucking
them has
cursed.
you know, this
One of
guy's a
them has to
captain.
either be retiring or like expecting a new child or something.
Yeah.
That's the real death
This is
flag.
the last run before we join the big leagues, kids. Fucking everyone's dead. No one survives. 100% mortality rate.
Those are called accessible casualties.
I mean, for Imperial Guard, yes. That's
all
just
good.
fact.
Oh, yeah. His speech is actually pretty rousing, at least as far as, you know, Imperial Guard captains go.
Woo! Woo!
He got two degrees of success, so it's pretty good.
That's not bad.
That means nothing to
So
me.
he at least he gets a pretty rousing cheer and, you know, hoorah type of thing, and then they just kind of scatter back to whatever squad they happen to be headed
Did I
back
write
to.
down his name?
If you didn't, it's on a data pad as Captain Uriel.
Yes, I did write it down.
So, yep, he has a hat. He's got a short beard. Otherwise, he is every standard of Imperial Guardsman. He does actually have a bolt pistol on his hip, though. Not, of course, not a Stardaze pattern, but it's still a bolt pistol.
All right, let's go talk to him.
Yep. So he seems to notice you halfway through his speech, and he seems to just kind of continue until the end, and then just kind of stands there and waves for you guys to come forward.
Yeah.
So, you are my inquisitorial. He just kind of pauses for a much longer moment than you think is probably necessary.
Interns.
Back up.
Acolytes.
That'll work.
People.
The tech priest says it's a very good to make your acquaintance.
He doesn't seem to actually even care at all. He just kind of just starts pacing along the stage, he's like on a little raised stage. Or I guess it's not really a stage, it's a platform. He's only 3 inches up.
Captain, we found a
Well,
here.
I unfortunately have lots of things to do. Mostly setting up and running this whole operation that we're about to be underway in the next few hours. So, I need you to go and meet with my sergeant who you'll be actually assisting. You might have met him outside on the way in, Sergeant Harcourt.
Big guy, yay tall, well-built, large pistol.
He nods.
Yeah,
Not
we
to
met
be
him.
the one.
Nope.
You'll be under his command as far as he's concerned. However, you are assisting him. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You are allowed. Yes, you aren't technically under his command. If you wish to go and do your own part for the mission, then that is perfectly reasonable to me. You might have to argue with him for a little while, but he'll come around once you show him who you are, or just yell at him enough.
I'm sure I can do either of those two things.
Over? I don't say that, but think it.
I mean, us yelling at him enough isn't him being a pushover. It's him not caring about whether or not we die.
That's fair.
That's what us yelling at him enough is.
Nah, that's fair.
I mean, it's pretty obvious this guy doesn't really care if you die.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that no one cares about whether or not we die except for us. And even then, that's a big maybe.
He kind of leans down a little bit as he stops pacing. I'm giving you one of my best squads and on their own mission to assist on your particular goal. Don't make your Inquisitor make me think poorly of him by all getting them killed. Would you?
We'll keep casualties to the bare minimum.
Good.
I like how you worded that. Very, very open for interpretation.
I am from a military family.
Yeah. This guy definitely, at least to you, comes off as small town kind of, big fish in a small pond type of deal. So he certainly knows what he's doing based on the number of little badges and medals strewn across his I guess it is still a coat. But yeah, he's certainly not freaking from Cadia or anything.
Yeah.
So he goes and just kind of looks at you guys. Sergeant Harcourt will give you the exact specifications for the mission, but the long and short of it, if you were listening before, is that you will be part of the away team that will sneak into the back of enemy lines and cut their head off, if you so desire.
Cutting heads off is amusing enough.
Your enemy is a group of beings known as Nightsiders. They're abominable abhumans, mutants, that live in the darkness. They don't require any light, and so we don't bring them any. Except, of course, in the form of lots and lots of lasers.
Yes, that actually leads brilliantly into a question. How do they feel about flash grenade?
Photon flash grenades are effective.
Good. Just what I like to hear.
While their equipment may look shoddy, be aware that it is still just as effective. They have unfortunately made their way into quite a few mining tools, as well as some rudimentary laser and solid slug weaponry. So, while it all sucks and they're not particularly good shots, I would be cautious. They can't punch through armor.
All right. Was the pale fella outside? Was he one of them?
He is one of the Nightsiders. However, he is one of our Nightsiders, part of our auxiliaries. I've given him as part of that Sergeant Harcourt's squad as a way to guide you to where you need to go.
All right.
If he ends up dying, then it's just the way of things.
So it's our job to kill the Nightsiders, and so this is just because I think I've gotten myself confused at some point. Where does the Churgeon connect with this, or is the Churgeon just another mission that we're supposed to do while we're here?
The Churgeon is your main goal. This is the kind of Inquisitor's cover for you getting near her location. Because she's apparently down in the areas where the insurgents mostly live. So
we're going down there.
The insurgents to get to her, basically.
Okay.
At least from what Marcalis told you.
All right, that's good enough.
Yeah, that at least is the intel that you guys so far have. Is that you need to kill insurgents to get to her.
All right. And what time is this operation going to be starting? How long do we have?
It's a few hours from now, so I don't really have nighttime. They probably still use the 24-hour clock though, just to make it easy. So I'm gonna say at this point it's about 1,800 hours, so about 6.
All right.
And the operation is going to start at around they're going to start moving into position in like 2. But the operation itself will probably start around 2,200.
Okay. So we have roughly 4 hours, although we want to be in position within 2 hours.
Yeah.
How far is it to the Noble?
I mean, you guys had to come down the hive, and it took about a half an hour. The Noble was about, on a good day, an hour up.
Okay. So an hour up, hour down, not including any time with them. We have plenty of time.
I need a shield. That's what I was told. I don't know what it means, but that's what I was told.
They're literally just what they sound like. They're shields.
I would just
Thing
get
to get
one.
In the way of melee weapons.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I remember the last time we faced the servitors, they have very mean weaponry that rip and tear.
Yeah.
Rip and tear.
Until it was done.
And Nork, for my little thing, I might require you to wield that shock ball.
Yeah. A shield basically makes it easier for you to parry, is the long and short of it, Norks.
Yeah. You can also use it for cover against firearms.
Actually, I'm pretty sure...
only tower shields.
Yeah, normal shields
riot
you can't.
Shields. I mean,
yeah.
And do riot shields help with parrying?
I believe you can still use them as parrying. They're just more expensive and heavier is the thing.
Okay.
And yeah, Nork.
It's
The
not
reason why
like
I want you to
frickin'
use shields is
Dark
because
Souls parrying is now a lost art if you ever have a tower shield.
No.
it's easier for you to take no damage. Because your options are either parry or dodge, or defend or whatever.
How much
You're not good at dodging. So instead, you can just whack that weapon away.
A normal shield. I'm trying to think. Where are shields in the? Are they melee weapons or are they different?
yeah,
they
melee
are.
weapons.
Yeah, they're in melee.
They're 25 thrones.
Oh, can I? Okay, can I just pick one up later, or?
Yeah.
I might.
Cool.
Yeah, these guys, by the way, don't have riot shields as part of their kit.
Never mind. I sold my old shield.
Yeah. They might have units that have them, but they don't have. Yeah, they're not a usual weapon that they carry.
They're not standard kit.
Yeah. Like you've seen the standard kit. They're literally just normal marine or normal guardsmen as far as
but typically
kit is called.
There's some variation in standard kit. Like there'll be standard loadouts.
I mean, these guys have the proton flash grenades, but that's basically the main. Well, that and night vision goggles.
Yeah.
Those are the two main differences.
All right.
Everything else is normal.
So we should probably go talk to the sergeant, figure out what the plan is. If we have time, I think we should go talk to the noble, see if we can get anything out of him. Any thoughts, team?
Sounds good.
My only thought is to stop by one place real quick to get a overcharge back.
Can I provide literally any useful insight coming from a hive world, or is it basically just, all right, let's go?
I mean, you can probably do the math as far as like, travel goes.
Okay. Well, we already know that, but
yeah. For now, let's go talk to the sergeant and then figure out where to go from there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a good question. Were you mostly a kind of noble arbite, or were you kind of a more middling or lower arbite? Basically, were you the person that was helping out the nobles deal with their freaking petty bickering, or were you the person on the front lines actually beating freaking people to death or stunning them to make it so that they would stop freaking being criminals?
I probably not with the nobles. I'm gonna say likely not nobles, but I don't know.
I mean, just based on your stat line, I mean, you're not particularly combat effective, are you?
So then, yes, nobles. I don't know.
Actually, good. You have a decent weapon skill. 36 is not
bad. You got good weapon skill and good strength.
Yeah, so you probably were at least middling, if not kind of, mid-lower. You weren't in the middle of the... Yeah, you weren't, like, probably dealing with gangsters on a daily basis, but you've certainly freaking seen them.
Okay.
So you're kind of in the middle, probably middle/lower part of wherever you're from, as far as hives go. So, yeah. Basically, after the captain gives you guys his little spiel, he just kind of goes to do whatever he needs to do before the actual operation starts, and just kind of leaves you guys in the barracks.
All right, let's go find the sergeant, see if he's gotten his squad together.
Yep. I mean, you find him exactly where he was before, but the squad at least seems to be a little more in shape now. They're at least all standing in a line.
There's one dead body on the floor.
There's not one dead body. There's just someone who's gotten the shit beat out of them.
Yeah, there's a little bit of blood, and one guy definitely looks like he's been batted around a little bit, but they're at least all standing.
Huh.
Yep. So he turns around when you come back out. Just kind of sneers for a moment before giving you a short bow.
Don't bow.
What? That's what you like, inquisitor types.
We're going to be fighting together. Let's not make it any more awkward than it really has to be.
That's right. You're meant to kiss our hands.
No, you aren't. What the fuck are you talking about?
He goes back upright. And kind of gives a somewhat of a grin. Kind of like a half grin, I suppose. So, how much do you know of the plan, then?
We are to assist you in your mission in killing Nightsiders.
He nods. Well, that's at least enough. Plan is, we're going to go down in one of the side elevators. There's an old cargo lift that hasn't been used in at least decades at this point. At worst, we'll have to rappel down. We're hoping that the elevator still works. We have a tech priest working on it, but if it doesn't, then we'll have to go down the hard way. We're going to sneak closer to the battlefield, get in their back, and hopefully stab them in the heart before they're able to get any sort of resistance really going.
All right. Do you happen to know more about what they're equipped with? We were given a vague overview of relatively shitty equipment, but not anything really specific.
Yeah. One of the like normal troopers pipes up. Yeah, they carry these one-shot laser rifles. It's hilarious. They pop off and then they pop off, you know? The others just kind of like chuckle at his joke, and he immediately gets a freaking broken nose as the sergeant turns around and socks him in the face.
Always nice to see camaraderie in the ranks.
Yeah, he doesn't comment. Yeah, the guy holds his nose and just kind of groans a little bit, but he doesn't like fall over or anything.
Yeah, we got Michael Tech Priest. He'll be fine.
Yeah. The sergeant looks back at you. From the few encounters I've had with them, they have. I'm trying to think. I'm just trying to think of the actual name because he'd probably give them by the actual name, not by like, well, the way his soldiers are giving them. Well, they carry Laszlocks for some of them anyway. And there is some sort of ranged weapon I'm thinking of, and I can't remember what it's called.
Fucking crazy. Use Laszlocks, dude?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are not fighting the high tier unit. Okay.
Yep. And he basically lists off a couple of different industrial weapons. So stuff like nail guns and whatnot is
that,
kind of
that one fucking thing that's just made out of stamped metal is just an absolute piece of shit. It's just the bastard from fucking Metro.
Yeah, they're basically rivet. They wield Laszlocks are kind of the high tech as far as it goes, but they generally carry either melee weapons, usually old mine equipment. Though they do have a decent amount of things like nail guns or rivet guns. Along with
the Ripper clip, that's what I was thinking of. The fucking zip gun. God, it's so shit.
Yeah. They have seen on occasion these kind of like crappy, almost orc designed like cannons. Like the trash gun in what is it? Fallout 3?
Yeah.
It's basically a big cannon version of that. It makes a lot of noise. It might hurt if you get hit by it like straight on, but it's not especially effective.
Yeah, but it's throwing trash, not bullets.
Yeah. It's basically a big shotgun is what it is.
All right.
Or I'm trying to think. What the heck is the cannon version of that? I'm trying to think.
A slug?
No, wait.
No.
Flak?
Flak isn't a cannon.
Yeah, flak is closer, but yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
Oh,
basically
canister shot?
Canister rounds, yeah. They're more akin to that.
Okay.
Yeah. They're pretty worthless, but they might hurt. Otherwise, they seem to mostly carry melee weapons.
All right.
He does warn that they love to use ambush tactics, which shouldn't be a surprise.
Yeah, turns out when you're using fucking subpar equipment against a far better trained force than you, guerrilla warfare is the best bet.
Yeah.
All right. I will just straight up ask him if he thinks that we have enough time to go talk to a noble before it's time to get this underway.
He just kind of cocks his head. How important a noble?
I think we were told about that.
Like one of the Combine guys or one of the normal more...
Yeah, he works with the Morovich Combine.
Yeah, most likely it's going to take you a couple hours. Maybe if an hour at the very most, or very least, to get up there. You wouldn't have very much time to talk. It's the main issue. If you're going to be back to join with us. If you don't need to come with us, I can just give you where our jump point is, and you can meet us there. We're not going until 2200, so... I don't really need to babysit you, do I?
I fucking hope not.
He nods. Well then, meet us there at 2200. Or back here at 1800.
Alright. Give us the location. And then let's go talk to a noble. I don't even know what I'm gonna fucking talk to the noble about, though. Like, what am I gonna do? Fucking threaten him? I mean, we are Inquisition, actually.
So he talks to you, Numerian, and gives you a coordinate in the hive. Unfortunately, he doesn't give you an actual map. But he tells you if you can go find a tech priest, or he's basically giving you the coordinates for where their drop point is, where the elevator is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about tech priest?
If you need an actual map to the location, you got to go find a tech priest to give you a map of the hive.
Okay.
Because they don't have one. They know where they're going already.
Yeah, fuck it. Team, do we think we should go talk to the noble, or do you think we should go down with him?
Well,
I have no
useful about.
Do you ask what we have to talk to the noble about?
Yeah.
There's some shit about missing individuals, and it could be related to the Churchin. Given that they're taking lengths to try and keep it more quiet than usual,
Sure.
which is suspicious.
I mean, I need to go to the bathroom quick, so if you guys want to just kind of talk about it and then make a decision, then I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Sure.
Oh yeah. So let's see. What type of information can we get out of that? What would be?
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know how we're going to gain information out of him, because, the best way I think we could, in theory, get information as the Inquisition is to threaten them. And I don't know if any of us are good at threatening people.
Maybe Norik.
Actually, I might be. I have Intimidate.
How much Intimidate you got?
35.
How do I?
We could probably get away with that. 4 heavily armed goons from the Inquisition.
And if it is the Churgan and they know about it, I can be like, beep boop, the Mechanicus is interested in Bucko.
Beep boop, the Mechanicus is pissed.
It's probably a bit of a weird thing to see a Mechanicus walking around, or a tech priest, and also part of the, or at least working with them.
Yeah, sure. Let's go talk to them, I guess.
Then that means that there's a interest to the. And isn't the? What was that?
I was going to say, if we can get fucking Norix to freak him out a bit, then we can probably get some information.
Yeah.
Assuming I don't completely fuck it up.
If you completely fuck it up, I'll just shoot him in the leg.
Well, for modifier, I think we could at least get maybe a 10 or a 20, which would make that
Well, we can definitely get we can probably get a bonus because of the fact that we are coming from the Inquisition, and the Inquisition is pretty notoriously fucking scary, and also the fact that I am more than willing to go as far as almost shooting him.
Also, Norix, just so you know,
so what's the deal?
Does have the power to basically blow up.
We are going to go talk to the noble.
Right.
Before we leave, though, we should get the directions to where we are supposed to be meeting them.
Well, I think I basically have it. I just need to get a tech priest.
Well, we have the coordinates. We need the directions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is there any? Well, I guess there's no tech priest in the area, right?
I mean, there are tech priests who are working at the base.
Okay.
I mean, they already told you that they sent one up to those coordinates to try and make sure that more than one, most likely. They sent up people to try and get the elevator working. So they definitely have tech priests around the base.
You don't send tech
priests. These guys aren't PD. These guys are legit guardsmen. So guardsmen and not Inquisition, freaking Mechanicus work closely together. These guys do have vehicles.
I'm just saying, you don't command a tech priest to go somewhere. You request.
Well, the request was worded, "Go fix the weird old elevator, please."
Yep. See, that's more like it. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to one of my tech priest guys and just basically ask them for them.
Okay. Well, are you gonna try and find where they are on base, go try and find a vehicle hangar, or just going to wander around and hope you find one?
Oh,
So, I mean, they're not
He'll
wandering.
just walk around yelling in binary, and someone will eventually
Technology
show up.
senses. Yeah, he can like find them with magic techno juice.
We just drive around in the car with him in the fucking back, just yelling in binary.
Yep.
Someone will show up eventually.
Yeah. Well, no. If anything, I'm just from ask the one of the guards. Like,
I mean,
okay,
I can
where
tell
the,
you one of the first things that's going to show up is a freaking really pissed off group of guardsmen are wondering why the hell you're running around with a broken speaker.
We're looking for tech priests. They're like, no, that's fair, actually.
Yeah. So
No,
you
probably-
ask, you ask one of the guards here to tell you where the vehicle hangar is,
or whatever, wherever they are. Where's the tech priest?
I mean, that's pretty much the only place there'd be guaranteed ones, because they're vehicles. They don't want the dirty, dirty normal humans to be touching them.
Yeah, because then they fuck it up, or jury rig it or something.
Yeah. Otherwise, you might be able to
I know
find
what we
something
do.
like, an armory.
Perfect
There's
idea.
also manufactoriums around, but there's none in the base itself.
Can we hijack a vehicle and play this on the radio? That's all.
Okay.
That was my joke. All right, I'm sorry.
So,
I'll shut up now.
we didn't hear it, so it's okay.
I approve, Norix.
Thank you. Good.
So,
Oh, I see. You put. Oh, those are very cute little things. What are those? Mice? Oh, the ones.
But yeah, after that, I'll go to the vehicle bay real quick.
We have a vehicle. We can just drive you there.
Okay.
No, I'll walk.
Drive you there, get directions, drive up to the noble,
Actually,
threaten them.
I don't know. Would it just be faster to send my servo skull over there and just request?
If your service skull can.
It probably. I'm just wondering what would be faster. I mean,
we can just drive over. It'll take us an additional 3 minutes?
that's time we can't waste.
Fuck off. As long as we don't get exceptionally lost, we'll have time to spare. We just need to be at the bottom of the elevator shaft within 4 hours.
There's no way we could get exceptionally lost.
Listen, all right.
I'll use my stellar navigation skills.
We have someone who's lived in a hive before, and as long as we have a map, this should be easy. And someone's going to get a map right now. Hey, not bad. That's a bit too big on scale, if I'm honest.
I know which planet we're on, guys.
Yeah, don't worry, so do we.
Okay, yeah, Mitchell, I'm just going to send my silver skull over there to get it real quick.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, the silver skull floats off. And about 10 minutes or so later, it floats back and requests that you insert, well, basically you give it a jack point.
Jack it directly into your brain.
I mean, you can do that, but then the rest of you wouldn't be able to see the map or anything.
I have data. See, that's what I was going to be. Yeah, put in the data slate, then share it over.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant. If you put it in the data slate, you can all see it. If it just has it in its head, then you can see a lot of. You can tell you what it is in binary, or you'd have to describe it.
I think you could put it on both of our data slates. That'd be best, I think. In case something fucking awful happens, like it usually does.
Well, regardless, it is requesting a way to transfer data.
Data slate.
Yep. So you give it a data slate, it goes and it transfers a map of the lower hive to you, and you're able to just quickly make the calculations for where they are. And there is indeed an elevator, at least a stop of an elevator at one of those calculations.
Alright, let's go find fucking whatever his name is, shithead.
Executor Sicilian?
Yes.
All right.
Also,
So,
yeah, my servo skull can go about 36 meters, and if it just runs, I guess.
Fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hover stuff is good. So,
I'll be honest, Peyton, you said fast, and I immediately looked for the
Yeah.
Total War fast button, and I was like, what? Oh.
To be fair, when I said that, I clicked. I'm like, what? Why?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
all right. So, yep. I mean, Norix, do you want to see if you can't get up quicker, or are you guys just going to take the hour?
I will. Yeah.
Traffic laws are meant to be broken.
It's more there are more passages than the main routes.
And I know my way around a hive.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
what do I click?
let's have you do navigation, but we're gonna have you have it be just whatever that is normally. What does navigation roll off of?
Control F, navigate.
Stellar is intelligence. I don't know if it's different.
It's probably
the same.
Then. Yeah. So go ahead and just roll intelligence then.
Beep.
Let's
Any
see.
modifier?
Actually work?
Modifier because I'm like. Cool
well, we're giving you the modifier. You don't take half.
Oh.
Yeah, because you don't have the skill navigation, most likely, right?
Oh, so my modifier is I get to keep my number.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beep. Oh no.
All right. I mean, you don't fail by that much. You guys take a couple of wrong turns, so it takes you guys the hour rather than the slightly quicker 45 minutes. So, but you guys end up at a manor that seems to have the same reading.
Guards.
Yes.
That's kind of what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
All right.
You find actually a surprisingly large building for a hive anyway. Like, it has multiple stories, which isn't all that surprising, but it actually has like a yard, kind of, sort of. There's not actually any like real, living grass in it because everything is still very dark. The building itself does have some plant life, but it's not grass. It's more like glowing mushrooms and whatnot. The building itself is made out of a mix of plasteel and plascrete, which has been molded into at least a fairly nice, like it's an actual like house. It's not a military bunker. It does have a large window that looks out onto the street on kind of, it's shaped almost like the front kind of has, I'm trying to think of a way. I guess if you looked at it from the front and then turned it up, so like the right was on top and the left was on the bottom, it would look like a person with like a bloody top lip, kind of, sort of, with the mouth, where the main door kind of in the middle of the mouth. As the left side kind of bulges, or the right side bulges out, kind of like a metallic pustule, like into the yard. It also doesn't have a window in that one. There is also a big gate that stands taller than a man and is topped with a bunch of curved spikes. The pair of guards standing in front of it are dressed in full bodysuits of carapace, including helmet and whatnot, and hefting large shotguns that contribute to the very obvious noble part of the house. The gate, along with the entire house, with the exception of the front door, and kind of like the middle of the gate, so like the sides are lit, but not the middle part where it opens, are lit up by large glow lamps that are giving off kind of a, rather than the usual yellow or white color, a kind of bluish green that makes everything kind of look a little sicker than it probably should.
All right. Let's drive up to the gate.
All right. Yep. I mean, there is room on the other side to park a truck, but the guards definitely don't just open the gate for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, ram it down.
Roll down window to talk to them.
All right. Yep. One on the left kind of strides forward. Unfortunately, Executor Cillian is not meeting guests today. If you'd like to make an appointment for a later date, you can ask about that at a later date.
I would like to show the Inquisition Aquila and say that we have a need to speak to him.
Oh, we have an appointment.
I'm not going to tell him we have an appointment. I'm instead going to hopefully coast on the fact that we're part of the Inquisition.
Oh, simple. You show them the Aquila and say, we have an appointment.
No, that's actually fair.
So what do you say?
No, I am going to go with what I originally said. I'm going to raise the Aquila and say we have need to speak with him immediately.
Okay. So he just kind of looks at it. Yeah, he looks at it, pauses for a few moments, and then nods. All right. If the Inquisition asks, then kind of gotta let you in.
This is where he's like, fuck, this is above my pay grade. All right.
So he waves at the other guard, and they kind of both walk to either side of the gate. The guy on the left who'd walked up to your car goes and pushes a couple of buttons, and like on a keypad, and the gate slides open.
All right, let's go in.
All right. Yep. You pull up into the little parking area. The truck, of course, not looking like it should fit with the noble, the noble appearance of the manor, since it's basically a beat freaking pickup truck.
Pull up on the lawn.
I pull up through the front door.
I mean, you probably can. It's up a few sets of, like a set of stairs, but
it's a beat up truck. I'm sure it's probably sturdy. Of course. All right. Let's go in and talk to Dipshit.
Yep. So you guys get off and walk up to the door. Who is going to knock? You guys just all going to reach forward.
I get to kill him as well.
Yep. So
you better have Norix. Because Norix is the face or the thing that we have to a face.
I mean, I'm good with nobles. It's more of on this. I plan on threatening him. In which case, Norix is a much better person for that. But until until we're looking at him, we don't need to threaten him.
Yes.
For instance, we don't want to threaten the two people outside in fucking carapace armor with heavy shotguns. Don't give a fuck about those guys.
I mean, yeah, they got out of the way, so it's a good start.
As I said, fighting Inquisition is definitely above their pay grade.
Yeah.
There's a whole helping of fuck that.
I'm trying to find stuff.
Okay, so yeah, open the door.
I mean, you generally knock and then wait for someone to open the door.
I can pick it. I've got security.
Oh my god!
I mean, the question is, do you pick it, or are you going to wait for someone to come?
I'll wait for someone to come.
All right. Yep. It does take a little while, but a little while being like 30 seconds, but you do hear a set of footsteps kind of hurrying up to the door. And then it opens and reveals a balding man who has at least a nicer jacket and coat on, but very clearly not one of noble. Yeah. He has I don't know, dish? I'm trying to think of what the heck it's called. I guess it is a serving dish of some sort. Made of silver or steel or some such. And he just kind of looks you over. Unfortunately, the master isn't meeting anyone today. Should I ask
versus same as the first. I'm going to take out the Inquisition to kill and say we have a need to speak to him immediately.
He looks at it. The Inquisition. Very well. We wouldn't turn away one such as you then.
Damn, this really does get us everywhere.
Yeah, no, being part of the Inquisition has perks.
It also has some
Even
downsides.
if we are just...
Yeah, no, it has downsides.
Oh, yeah.
Considering this also makes it really, really obvious who you are.
Yeah. But given that the plan is to threaten this man, you know, being part of the Inquisition is helpful.
So he leads you into the front area. It's just like a hallway. You see a set of stairs that lead up and a pair of doors, one that leads off to the right about like 2 meters in, one that's a little bit farther on the opposite side, about 3 meters in. Stairway is about like 8 meters. Yeah, it's a big long hallway. And this area is mostly dark. He's holding kind of a glow lamp of some sort that kind of glows with an orangish. It's not quite like normal, like, you know, fluorescent bulb orange. It's closer to like actual the color orange light. But he leads you over to the door leading off to the right and then slides it open.
Captain, we found something here. It's a comet or other
Kind of gestures for you guys to walk through.
Yeah, enter.
All right. Yep. You enter another small hallway that leads into a larger room that has a couple of fine chairs in it. Small bookcase.
Is there one in there?
Normal lamp. Not at the moment. At least not that you can see down the hallway.
Go enter, I suppose.
Yep. It's just a sitting room. You know, a parlor of sorts. But no one's currently in here. There is a door that leads up. I guess I'm just going to say north is from the front door. If you look straight on is north, just to make it easy. So from the north, there is a door on the north wall. And then you guys, of course, entered from the western door. So there's a couple of chairs. Also a small table that looks like it has enough room to fit, you know, a little bit of brandy or some such. The bookcase has actual physical paper books on it, as well as holding a couple of data pads, as well as a couple of other small tables, whatnot.
I suppose it's time to wait then.
Yep. The butler, once you're all walk into the room, goes and tells you that the master is unfortunately dealing with many things right now. However, I will attempt to get him down to meet you in at least the next few minutes. Please make yourselves comfortable. And then he closes the door, and you hear him retreating away down the hallway and then up the stairs. So
I'm gonna start looking at fucking books.
I'm going to switch out from a frag grenade to a flash grenade. We're in an enclosed space. This isn't safe anymore.
Yeah, this room is very, very small.
I'm going to tell my service hall that's good service.
Service called Beat Boops.
Ah, yes, beat boop back.
Yep. Yep. The bookcase only has about a dozen books on it, and at least from a quick glance, 6 of them seem to be something along the lines of ledgers. They literally just have stuff like, you know, quarterly earnings and number of shipments moved, et cetera, et cetera. It's all very boring. The other 6 are more interesting, but that's mostly because they are either history or, in the case of 2 of them, fictional books. So, how long are you guys going to wait before you start getting stir crazy?
I will wait for approximately 3 minutes.
Hours.
Well, since 3 minutes is the shortest time that I've heard so far, unless our tech priest or RBT is going to get stir crazy even faster somehow.
No. I can sit around and wait for shit to happen.
42 seconds.
42 seconds? Hell yeah.
He's not even out of
there's
the room
only
yet.
2 chairs in here, so.
I'm standing.
I stand. I don't sit. That hurts.
Yeah, I was also standing.
No.
I'm sitting.
I want this man to feel as uncomfortable as possible.
So, 3 minutes pass, and you don't hear anything.
I'm going to leave the room and go upstairs.
I'm gonna stay down here.
My service skull will accompany you.
All right. Yep, you have a service skull just floating behind you.
Shoot.
Someone cares enough to know about what happens to you, but not enough to actually be there.
Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly.
You attempt to shoo it, just kind of bounces back. Then floats back to where it was a few moments before.
Just you and me, service skull.
So, yep, you walk upstairs. There are a handful of other rooms along with a hallway. In this case, actually 4. 2 on kind of to the left of the stairs and then 2 on the right. Both at this kind of same setup, 2 in the north wall and then 1 on each of the ends of the hallway.
Does there appear to be sound coming from any of them?
Not that you can hear. They all seem pretty quiet.
All right, let's start from fucking left wall and just go around.
All right. So you'll reach the one at the end, of course, first on the far western end of the hallway.
Yep.
And now that you're actually like there, you can hear a very faint like humming from the inside. Not mechanical humming, like person humming.
Can't hear anything else from inside?
Maybe like sweeping, something along those lines.
I'm going to just attempt to open the door.
All right. Yeah, the door seems to be unlocked, so the handle turns, and you open the door to find a very, very confused and then very quickly frightened maid, who immediately shrieks.
Can you tell where Executor Cilium is?
I don't think it was empty though. Scanners aren't detecting any signs of them.
Unfortunately, she's not being very cooperative.
The launch pad outside looks like it's seen pretty recent activity.
She's just yelling something about intruders, which does get a audio response from one of the other rooms. In fact, the door a little further back down the hallway in the northern wall, where you hear heavy booted steps headed that way.
I'm just going to turn and look.
All right. Yep. Another. Trying to think how many seconds are in a round. I think it's 4. I think it's 5, something like that. Regardless, in short order, like less than 20 seconds, a quartet of guys dressed in similar armor to the ones out front burst into the hallway, all carrying the same equipment. Actually, heavy shotguns.
I was going to say, there's one thing I do want to do before they show up, which is I want to just take out the Aquila. Like, hang it outside my clothes or something, and showing that I am part of the Inquisition.
I mean, you can, like, it's a pin. You can pin it.
Yeah, I'll just pin it onto something I'm wearing.
Do you even have, like, a jacket or something?
Yeah,
you can pin it to your armor.
No, I am wearing something over my armor. Yeah. I'm wearing that specifically because I can with my armor, so I fucking might as well. So I will pin it to that. I'm wearing something slightly ostentatious.
Yep. So you're standing there, and, well, there's only really 2 that can fit in the hallway facing you, but there are definitely 4 of them. They don't seem to care much about the Aquila. They don't immediately fire at you, but the lead guy definitely yells and asks who you are and why you still have your equipment.
I'm going to identify myself as Ilks Kalta and say that I have need to speak to Executor Cilium. And given that I am part of the Inquisition, I was not removed, or my equipment was not removed from me when I entered.
Yeah. You hear the buzz of a couple of Vox chats, popping off from inside their helmets. Of course, it's too quiet to make out, but you can certainly hear the crackle of it. And then the front guy seems to flick the little switch that allows you to talk through it again. You can meet with Executor Cillian. However, we're going to have to request that you either deposit your items, all weapons downstairs, or unfortunately, we're going to have to cut this meeting short, as in you'll leave the premises now.
Deposit items downstairs?
We'll make sure to get them back to you. You have anyone else with you?
He definitely already knows that. If he just talks to people outside. I'm just trying to take a second to think of how I want to respond to this. I'm thinking about just saying, I'm going to go back to waiting downstairs. Please do not waste any more of the Inquisition's time. I'm trying to decide, what are the chances that's going to end with me being shot to death, though?
It is a definite possibility if these guys don't actually give a damn.
Yeah, I'll say that.
All right. Go ahead and roll an intimidate for me.
Roll an intimidate. Do I get any bonuses?
I'll give you, plus 10 because it is the Inquisition. And that is legit Aquila as far as they know. So
now this is going to be very dicey because that gives me a 21 total. So let me see what exactly I can do with my fate points, because I believe I can add a 20 ahead of time, or maybe a 10 ahead of time.
I believe it's a 10 ahead of time. I'm trying to think.
Fate points. The game, the roll of fate.
Yeah, it might be plus.
Roll one failed test, counts having rolled 10, add an extra to your success, recover from being stunned. Okay. So I think the best way to do this is roll. If I am close enough to where I can add an extra degree of success, do that. If I am not, re-roll and then hope that I'm close enough to add an extra degree of success. So let's just see how this goes. That is not good. I'm going to re-roll that.
Yeah, geez, no. That is not a good roll.
You got this. Come on.
God damn it.
Yeah, no. Certainly not intimidated.
If they do appear to be going to shoot me, I'm going to fire the flash grenade directly into my feet. Actually,
I mean, I guess they seem to be waiting to see if you're going to actually follow command or not.
Their command was to go downstairs and give up my weapons?
Yeah.
That's what I was already going to do. That's what the me saying I'm going downstairs, and I was then telling them, do not waste any more of the Inquisition's time. AKA, I'm going back downstairs, but hurry the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, two of them are going to follow you, not obviously intimidated, and make sure you, and then when they get to the room, everyone else gives their weapons over to them.
What the fuck? Why?
This is a noble.
Because you're in a noble's house?
He's a piece of shit. He should be able to defend himself. If he can't defend himself against 4 fuckers, then what kind of noble is he? I give him my weapons.
Normal one. Fucker who has 6 guys in freaking near power armor with shotguns to make sure that you don't get to do anything.
All right, now that we're down here, I fire the flash grenade into the ground. No, that would be very funny, but it would also go very poorly, I think.
Flashbang after that.
Casting flashbang would be fucking hilarious. Because there is a non-zero chance that you'll make it to where all of the electronics in this room stop working, which very much evens up the fight.
So then it puts me out of commission.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm a tech priest. I'm not that much of a tech priest. Like I don't have the cyber lungs yet or heart.
Yeah, it might stun you. You'd probably make a toughness check. Yeah. So, Your RBT is going to hand over his weapons. Is everyone else going to follow suit, or?
I'm trying to decide how easy it is to, or trying to think of how easy it would be to try and hide some of these. This is so fucking stupid.
Sure, I'll give him my weapons, but in like a separate pot.
Nah.
These are sacred to me. And don't worry if push comes to shove, I still have my mono scope because it's literally attached to me.
Push comes to shove, I will literally choke a man to death.
Again, it's a scalpel. So.
Push comes to shove, I'm not running out of flashbangs anytime soon.
Just keeps flashbanging the room until they give in. Are you done now? Are you done?
Just wait until he summons
for the 14th time.
Or the warp enters. That's another risk.
Yeah.
Honestly, a more likely risk.
Flashbangs the 10th time, and then the flashbangs stop. There is no more Psyker because they've been eaten.
No, it's like flashbang for the 10th time. Now, either you guys are going to give up, or I'm going to keep doing this, or I'm going to turn into a Daemon Prince. All right?
So, it sounds like you guys are all giving your weapons away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, yep, they gather them up, put them in a little box, and then bring them out of the room into a different one. One of them comes back after they move the box. Executor Cillian will be down with you in just a few minutes. Please be more patient. I would rather not have to shoot an Inquisitor. Then he closes the door behind him.
What do you got shit to do, cheap poop?
So, are you guys going to just wait until he comes down?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean,
Depends on how long we wait.
Depends on how good the books are.
I mean, which books are you looking at this point? The ledgers are not good.
I was gonna look at the paper-based books.
I mean, the ledgers are paper-based books.
Oh.
Yeah. They do have a couple of... There's a few history and a couple of what look like fiction books as well.
Obviously, we need to do the history books. I'm gonna read them out loud.
Yeah. The one you pick up is a very dry retelling of the capturing of Marov. There are lots of numbers. So, after about another 10 minutes or so, your host finally makes it downstairs. He is well, you'd guess he's actually probably in about like his 30s at the very, very oldest. However, he's already got graying hair. He looks a little bit on edge even as he walks into the room, though he certainly is trying to hide it, though he apparently is not very good at it.
I'll hiss at him.
Jesus. A Psyker hissing you, that's like pants shitting moment. That's it. That's so... Fuck that, I'm out of that room.
Yep. He gives you a disdainful look, but sits down in one of the chairs. Otherwise, he has some limited cybernetics. It seems one of his arms has been replaced. Otherwise, his head doesn't... Like, it has some of the, I'm trying to think of what the heck. It's very obvious that he has something mentally or whatever, but he hasn't, like, there's no eye, neither of his eyes are cybernetic or anything. But he goes and just kind of, well, he also has, of course, the normal kind of noble suit and whatnot.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you're talking store.
Yeah.
Oh, also, team, I realized something else I can do, or we can do more of when interacting with them, which is I get a total of like plus 20 whenever I'm trying to charm a fellow noble. So we can also try that because that puts me at 36.
I get a negative 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, following after him, one of the guards comes in, just kind of stands to the side near the door. But you guys can very obviously see the other guard standing in the hallway outside.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Just negative 5. It's negative 10 knowledge.
So you just need to roll a natural 1. So
easy.
Yep. He sits down, crosses his arms. So, what exactly does the Inquisition need with a member of the Merovec Combine? I hear that you're supposed to be downstairs dealing with a problem. So why exactly are you bothering me?
Well, give me 1 second to think of how I want to phrase this.
Yeah, is anyone actually like sitting across from him, or are you guys just letting the psyker keep the chair?
I'm reading a book.
Oh, I'm just standing and I'm looking at him with my
As a reminder,
cold
there's
green
only
eyes.
2 chairs. He's sitting in one of them.
Yeah.
I'm standing.
Yeah, I'll just be
No,
sitting
I'll
behind
sit
the chair.
in Psyker's lap.
I'll be sitting on
Read
top of
me
the
a
back of the
story.
chair.
No,
We're
I
just
don't.
all fucking piled on this chair.
It's straining under the weight.
I'm
The
still
wood's
reading out loud.
screaming for help. Christ. Alright, we are here because there's evidence that you have been... he's been hiding or he's been attempting to hide the disappearance of missing individuals, correct? Or disappearance of certain individuals, correct?
Of part of his staff is the main thing, yes.
Yeah, I will say that we are here because there's evidence that you are hiding the disappearances of certain staff members of yours.
Just kind of waves a hand dismissively. We all have to play the game. Unfortunately, it makes you look rather weak if you start losing staff. Especially for, as far as you can tell, no real reason.
So he's effectively saying that he is trying to hide it so that way the other fucking nobles won't think that he's a weak bitch.
Basically, yeah.
Huh.
And so far, I think he's saying it's because of the game and not because of the Churgan. Am I reading that right?
He's talking about the game as in the great political game that
Yeah.
play to get rank.
Can I...
And while this guy isn't technically a noble, he effectively is.
Can I try and figure out whether or not he's telling the truth about that?
Yep, I believe that's
That is scrutiny. Do I get the plus 10 for dealing with high authority and informal situations?
Ooh.
And that's not just for a fellowship, that's just for dealing with them in general?
Yeah, that's just plus 10 bonus.
Then yes.
That's on etiquette.
What is your scrutiny?
Mine is...
I mean, you guys can both roll.
26.
Oh, okay. Then I'll roll as well.
Let's see if I do well.
You can't work together, just so you know, for that.
I'm rolling very well.
God damn.
Yeah, jeez. So, yeah. I mean, you guys
You
look
also
at
have
him,
fate points.
I've got 2. I want to keep at least 1 for the chance that I'm going to be killed.
And Norks has 1, so...
Yeah.
I ain't using that shit.
And also because what I'm about to do next could be bad. So, I have a question, Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to say that we believe that his... So basically what I want to lay out is, we think that you're actually in connection with a heretic, and you're supplying them with test subjects. And if you were to... but if you were to come clean about it now and tell us, we can keep it all under the table because it will actually be helping our investigation out significantly. Would that be an intimidate or a charm or
That's a
It'd probably be a charm because it sounds like you're trying to sweet talk him with a better deal.
I'm basically trying to be like, now listen.
If you phrased it, if you phrase it as, if you don't freaking work with us, then I'm going to bring the Inquisition down on your head, then that would definitely be an intimidate.
No, I'm trying to phrase this as now listen, if you come clean about this now, and we don't have to learn about it later and it helps, maybe everything will all turn out all right.
Yep, so go ahead and roll charm.
All right. Do I get the bonuses for nobility and etiquette from these?
Yeah, you would.
Okay. All right, come on, give me a fucking big money, no whammies. Jesus Christ, I'm re-rolling that one. Just give me something good, game, please.
There you go.
Yay!
All right. Yeah, he kind of squirms at that. Just kind of does the thing that most people do when they're not thinking about it in a logical way and goes, yes, but what evidence do you have that I've been working with a heretic?
I'm just going to look at him and say, we're the Inquisition. Since when has the Inquisition ever believed in a viable amount of evidence? It's more about you coming clean now, so that way we don't have to deal with any evidence relating to you in the future. I want this out of my realm of annoyance.
Yeah, he seems to think about it for a moment, just kind of looking at anywhere but you, and then
he looks at me. I wave.
He has a look across his face. All right, fine. I'll come clean. Yes, I did work with an organization known as the Logicians to help a heretic into this sector. However, she was a little bit too much for my staff to handle, and so I was forced to remove her from my situation here. So, I have no idea where she is at this point, but I can tell you that she was removed at least a few months ago.
I'm basically at this point just going to be trying to get any other information he knows out of him.
I mean, about what is the main question?
Her in general. Her, the Logicians, any of that type of shit.
All right. He knows only basically that she's crazy. That's about it.
Oh, wow. New information.
Yeah. He doesn't know much about her because he didn't personally deal with her very often. As for the Logicians, he only knows of them due to, connections of connections of connections. He's never really dealt with them in person. So he knows that they're a secessionist organization, but that's about it.
Yeah, this will probably help in the future, which is I'm just going to ask him to give us the whereabouts, I guess would be the right word, of any people he knows who are, other than himself, of course, who are connected with the Logicians, so we can follow up on that later.
Captain, we're getting a message from the Muke. They say
Yeah, he thinks about it for a moment, and then grabs one of the data slates off the bookshelf, flicks it on, and then kind of strolls through it for a moment, and gives you a few names. They don't really mean anything to you, but they have their name. I guess I'll grab some names for you.
I'm just going to write it all down on my data slate, and I'll hand that over to fucking whoever when the time comes, so that way they can deal with this. None of it really matters that much to me.
He basically gives you a half a dozen names, and they have a little thing next to them, as from what you can tell anyway, their occupation. For the most part, 5 of them are just basically plant workers, they're no one special. One of them is an actual member of the Administratum, apparently, though.
All right. I think I've got all that I really need. We know that he doesn't really know anything about her at this point, but we have learned about a sect of fucking secessionists. So I'm sure that'll get us some fucking brownie points with someone.
Yeah, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Anyone else have any ideas? Or any other questions? More of?
Yeah. By the way, the indication, not indication. What is the word I'm thinking of? The implication is that the Churgeon is part of that organization.
Yeah. They're the people who got her in. But if we just,
well, he doesn't say that explicitly. It's pretty obvious that that's why he's mentioning both together.
Right.
I can't think of anything. I'm sorry. I don't have
all
of the context that you all have.
I mean, even I don't actually have that much context about this. This is just me and like what
you guys are basically investigators, so
yeah.
You're trying to find a person that's effectively vanished. This person seems to have something to do with her.
Yeah. All right. I'm pretty much done. Oh yeah. Shoot.
First, let me just fix my. Okay, there. Any information on the nature of her experiments or any belongings that she left behind?
Actually, he said she became too much for her or for his servants to handle.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to them, or was it actually just because of fucking backroom backstabbing?
The originals, apparently. He says, I lost a few staff to experiments early on. However, that wasn't all of them. I've lost more since then. I used to have somewhere around 30 or so members working consistently in my house. However, my guard force has taken significant hit down from about 20 or so members down to about 6 now. And the 6 are actually really low. The guard, like, kind of visibly, kind of trying to think. Can't really have it make a face because he's wearing a helmet, but he does react in some way, like kind of shivers or kind of stands up a little straighter when he mentions the guard forces. But yeah, apparently he tells you that basically he kind of took, or she took a few of like the maids and a couple of the guards and did experiments on them, but he doesn't really understand all, it all.
Okay.
And unfortunately, he's already kind of dealt with her current setup up in this area.
All right.
Okay, so no belongings.
I
said, did she leave behind any belongings?
Presumably, he ditched that shit a while ago because that is hard evidence linking him to a fucking heretic. Yep. You don't keep that around.
Yeah, no, he definitely.
Did anyone visit while she was here? Like specifically?
Yeah. I mean, other than his staff, he can't think of anyone.
Okay.
All right.
And finally, if there's any bodies left around right
now. No, he's removed all of the bodies.
All right.
Not even like one recent one that he hasn't gotten rid of.
Well, the last one have been from her was a few months ago, so definitely got rid of that.
They're still disappearing, so I'm wondering if
well, the people are disappearing are actually just because of fucking the backroom backstabbing, the constant political maneuvering.
Yeah. Well, that's what he assumes it is. He doesn't actually know because he hasn't been able to figure it out.
All right.
Hence why he's continuing to take casualties.
Well, unless anyone has anything else, thank you for your cooperation.
Could one of you guys freaking roll scrutiny? God damn.
Yeah, right.
I can.
Do I get the +10 bonus, Mitchell?
No.
Damn.
Not after the failed from the first one.
I'm too good. My eyes just glow red for a second. Wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just amazed after all the freaking sense mode of every goddamn freaking NPC.
It's because I'm used to once I fail a certain number of times, I just start getting sad and stop trying to roll as much.
Regardless, with that roll, he's definitely not telling you everything that's going on.
About her?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. There are certainly elements that he's leaving out.
I'm gonna ask him to provide a more full version of the truth.
About which thing in particular?
Let's start with the Churgeon.
All right. Yeah, he did at least meet her in person, he does admit.
Okay.
However, he still does not know much about her other than she is a member of the Logicians and she's absolutely and totally nuts.
Okay. You want to give me a more complete version of that list of logicians?
As far as he knows, that is the full list that he knows.
Huh.
That does seem to be. He does seem to be being truthful about that.
Okay, because I'm about to say, I hope that you're not expecting me to roll scrutiny again.
No.
Jesus. It's just lies upon lies. All right. And then let's hear more about
someone. Yeah. Please tell us the truth about everything that we're trying to get you hung for. No.
No.
He'll give you information that he feels safe giving, but freaking heck, he's not going to give you the really juicy things that are going to get him killed. At least not without you dragging it out of him.
And what are the staff really being lost to, aside from the few that you claimed were originally lost to the Churgeon?
He knows that the first few were... He is being honest about that particular aspect. Though he doesn't know for certain, he thinks that somehow the Churgeon still has allies up here with other houses who are assisting her to get more of the staff. Basically, he's just being used as the scapegoat, is his explanation.
All right. And what
that won't do at all.
Do you think would be doing this? If ever there was a time to name names, it is now.
He gives a pair of houses. The house Praetus, which apparently is a house, he explains is a house kind of like a little above him in the order. Like it's still not a board member, but it's still, they're still important. And House Keltos, which is a house a couple of rungs below him, but is a rapidly rising one. He knows that both of them were at least partially basically helps her get on world. So they have at least some connection to the Logicians, though he only knows that due to, of course, the people he knows.
Rapidly rising as in rising significantly faster than is normal? Almost as if helped from an outside force?
It's very possible.
Okay.
Though it's also possible there's actually someone from higher up who's messing with the numbers. Because of course the Merovec Combine is it's a corporation. So if one of the board members decided they liked someone more than someone else, then they're not totally unwilling to do some backstabbing to move things around.
What did the Jurgen mess with again? I'm pretty sure it had something to do with control.
And heretical biotech is what she does. At least as far as you guys understand.
All right.
Because keep in mind, you didn't fully understand. I mean, you guys have been kept waiting for like 20 minutes, so it took you about an hour to get up here. You got there at about 6, so it's about 7, say 7:20.
7:20. We need to be at the point by 10.
Yeah.
Takes us an hour to get back down. still have a couple. We still have like an hour 20.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Well, anything else about the Turgan that he knows about, like the experiments or?
He does not
tell me?
understand the
Yeah.
experiments.
No. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, okay. I guess I know she works on. She works on. I mean, the only thing. Oh. Yeah, I doubt he even knows anything about it. Never mind.
This guy's a noble. He's not a tech priest.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, he's not an academic at all.
Well, I'm talking about like either servitors or like give it a description of what he might have saw. Like not to be like,
he
oh
doesn't
yes,
have any
he was
servitors on
working.
staff. At least not at his home or where she was.
Well, yeah, the idea is that she takes people and then makes them servitors.
I'm gonna be honest, that isn't very heretical.
That
is simply one
you're not
thing
allowed
she's doing. That's not her whole shtick.
Yeah, you're not exactly allowed to just take random people and make them servitors.
Could have fucking fooled me.
Besides, the Sand seem to be more concerned with the xenotech than the heretical turning people into servitors issues.
Okay, so it is xenotech. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if you remember at the very beginning, he told you that this thing is both heretical and xeno. To such a level that you guys shouldn't even know that it exists levels. So
I guess we're just that trust. No.
I mean, it's not like he told you what it did.
Or that expendable.
Oh, we're very expendable.
Just that I was inside someone.
I like to think that we're steadily becoming less expendable because we're doing at least moderately well in our jobs. We're leaving a trail of corpses, but at least they're all bad corpses.
Okay, well, anything else or
And an old man.
I think we're pretty much done. Hey, he wasn't a corpse. I shot him in the leg, but he lived. All right.
So, I mean, that seems to be all he's willing to give up. So,
all right, then we're done here.
Yep.
Should we go talk to Kautos or Praetorus?
Praetus.
Yeah.
Up to you.
Well, I'm asking the team. First, we should leave here so we can get our fucking equipment back.
Yep.
So, I agree.
Yeah, thanks for your cooperation.
So he gets up and goes back upstairs. He does seem a little bit more on edge after that conversation, which is
I would think so.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So the guards bring you outside and bring the box outside and set it down.
Yep, acquire weaponry.
Yep.
Yep.
You guys get everything.
Take it all over. Nothing's up.
Yeah, no, they didn't break anything.
All right.
Back in the truck.
Do you guys think we should try and check out Praetos or Kautos while we're here?
The houses?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
no,
so
I don't.
You guys can have a spelling for those.
Yeah, I don't think we should. That's for that's bigger. Well, that's above our pay grade.
Those are the spellings for those two houses.
I was actually kind of close. I didn't O in Praetos and C instead of K for Kautos.
Yep.
All right.
So
yeah, fuck it. We'll report these guys to Sand. This is the fucking PDF's problem.
Because if that guy was more like a tool. These guys are probably going to be more part of the organization, and it's going to be like, oh, the Inquisition's onto us.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah, plus we have an actual job due, and we should probably make sure that we have plenty of time to get there and be ready to do it. So let's start heading back down.
Well, if anything, before we did Norks pick the shield?
We can stop somewhere on the way, presumably.
Yeah.
Drive fast, take chances.
On the way down, so
yeah, we'll stop by.
You can definitely buy
Enclave on the way down. Get a fucking shield.
All right. Yep. You pull in.
Yay.
And yeah, they have a quartermaster who's willing to sell you a shield.
All right, we drive fast and take chances on the rest of the way down.
And then what about a overcharge pack? That's common.
They do actually have overcharge packs. They are willing to sell them to you.
Gimme.
How many are you going to try and buy?
Well, I think it's just a mod, I think, right?
No, it's an ammo thing.
Yeah, it's ammo type.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Well, the reason why I'm confused
I
about
know
that
in
is
the
because
I know in the actual book it is. It's not supposed to be.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
It's broken.
Okay, then yeah, screw that.
Yep. No, overcharge pack or ammo.
Yeah,
They're
I thought about.
basically they're hot. Yeah, they're basically hot last to a certain
Yeah,
extent.
that's what I thought. I'm just like, okay, then why is it?
It's dumb. That's
Why-
what it is.
Okay, never mind. I'll just stick my good old las pistol. Unless they're
Okay.
selling. Never mind. I don't have.
All right, let's. So we have 40 minutes or so to get back down there.
Yeah.
And it takes us 1 hour to get down there, or 45 minutes if we take shortcuts.
Yep.
Which means if we're just fast enough, we might be able to catch the guardsmen before they leave. Drive fast, take chances.
I'm wondering how much this. I don't even know how the heck much an overcharge pack should be. Since they
It's
messed up the
$2.
thing. I wonder if it's
Well, in the
supposed
book
to
it
be the
says,
15. Yeah, that probably makes sense because the basic charge pack is 15. So, yeah. Regardless. So, yep.
Also,
Do you want to attempt to navigate them back down to the base, Norks?
I would love to.
I'll give you an extra +10 because you have already taken this trip now.
Okay.
well, we also have the
What am I
map,
rolling?
so.
Intelligence. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna roll intelligence and then plus.
though.
Intelligence +10, please. No. I
Nope.
guess more
Looking
lost.
like me out here.
All right.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
throw
you
myself
guys.
off a cliff.
There actually are cliffs. You don't want to fall off them. Unfortunately, yeah, you guys do get lost on the way down there. So
Fucking
you arrive about
hits
half
him
an
with
hour.
listen. The map knows where we're supposed to go. It's a cliff. Listen to the map.
Yep. So you guys arrive at the guard base again about half an hour after 8 o'clock.
All right, start driving to the elevator shaft
All right.
because they aren't going to be here.
Yep.
Assuming they're at least punctual, which they fucking should be during a military operation.
Yeah, no, if you ask the guards at the front gate, they're gone.
Yeah.
So yep. So you guys drive up. It is going to take about a half an hour to get there in your car. And that's, of course, if you don't run into any roadblocks. And since you're driving into the lower area of the hive, that's a very big possibility because metal doesn't last down here as well as the upstairs ones do. So you guys drive about like 10 minutes. You make it into kind of the lower area of the hive, and then run into your first big issue. Part of the road is gone.
Go over it.
Do you want to construct a fucking ramp?
Yes. Can you sweet talk the car to fly?
How about this? You can construct a ramp. You can drive it over. If you land correct, you land and don't die on the other side. I'll take my grapnel and shoot it across and go over on that.
Your tech priest might be able to sweet talk it into that, but might is a very strong word.
Let's find another way.
This idea.
Yeah.
Will this be any faster without the car? I assume not, because the road still won't be there, so we'll be able to progress on foot.
I mean, you'll be able to take other paths on foot, though. Is the main thing.
What are the chances it's going to be faster on foot?
The problem is you don't really know based on the map. Like, keep in mind, looking at a hive map, it kind of makes sense to like a person who's a tech priest or something, or someone more numerically. Yeah, it's still a freaking mess, though.
Just get the tech priest to run some calculations.
Yeah.
Can I roll a logic test?
Yeah, go ahead.
How long is it going to take on foot?
Okay, let's see. Where's my logic? Oh, there it is.
Yep.
That might be a +10.
Yeah, it's just going to be straight challenging. So.
No, I have some stuff for that, like some sort of. It's one of my mechanics. Oh yeah, vector graph and seeing this in a data slate, I think I should get a plus.
What is it giving you? The vector graph?
It's electro graph use. Plus
Okay.
10 with a data point.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Beautiful.
Nope.
We're doing great today.
I mean, it's good that you're rolling these for skill checks and not.
Listen, I did great the moment I had to charm.
Yep. All right. Yep. So you're able to figure out that indeed, if the paths are like actually good, then it will actually take you guys a shorter amount of time to walk / jog / run there than
Fuck
drive.
it. Park the car, take the keys, fucking put on a boot or whatever, and start jogging. Take off the tires.
Just drag those along with you. So
Away from the guy.
Throw it into the abyss.
Yep. So about 40 minutes later, with a couple of close calls from like kind of weakening metal like grating and whatnot, you guys arrive at the top of the elevator. And indeed, there already are the same squad just kind of waiting there. In fact, the sergeant seems to be discussing things with the pair of tech priests that are beep booping at him.
Is the elevator fucked?
He just kind of turns around. Unfortunately, it looks like that's the case. Yes. So we're going to have to go down the hard way.
Well, we got another tech priest. Hey, you.
Come with me, brother.
We have a little bit of time, but these two tell me it's going to take them a couple more hours to fix it to actual working order. And we don't have a couple more hours.
I'm going to start putting on my clip harness.
Tech priest for the occasion.
Yeah, the other members of the guard squad are already kind of like they're not quite getting the clip harnesses on yet because they still have an hour to wait.
I still have an hour. Fuck it then.
Yeah. Well, because the operation's starting at 10. It's only like 8:30 right now.
Yeah.
Well, here I'm gonna see if me and my tech priest friends can try to fix it.
Okay. Yeah, these guys, by the way, are not like full tech priests. They're definitely lower down the chain. I think they'd probably be mechrites. I think mechrites are the ones.
I'm a mechrite.
Yeah, they conduct heavy repairs and tend to dangerous manufacture processes. So these guys are the ones. So yeah, mechrite. These guys are a pair of mechrites. So yep, they both look at you and beep boop in binary. Welcome, brother. We have been attempting to repair the machine spirit of this elevator. I guess, yeah, probably gantry, something more along those lines. It's not really like it's not a person elevator. It's a
cargo shaft.
Yeah, it's a cargo elevator. So it's made to carry big trucks back up and down rather than people's.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the machine spirits have been very, very not taken care of. So they are taking a long time to repair.
The machine spirits are pissed, dude.
We estimate that it will take us about. They just kind of calculate between each other.
Beep boop 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 beep.
847 hours. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What is 2 hours and 30 minutes in minutes time?
That would be 150 minutes.
150?
Yeah, 150 minutes.
Yeah. So they tell you 150 minutes worth of repair work required.
With a third person, you can cut that down by a third. Turns it into 100 minutes. That's how that works.
I mean, are you offering Numerian? Or?
Yeah, I'm saying let us get to work. Thus do we invoke the machine god. Thus do we make whole, which was thunder.
Yep. So they go and start their work again. Go ahead and do they have a repair skill? I don't think they do.
Tech use.
Yeah. I was just trying to remember because I know some games have a repair skill. It's a different thing. So yeah, go ahead and roll tech use.
Okay. And should I get a? Well, here's a question that I've been thinking about for a while.
I mean, honestly,
so I have another skill.
Yeah, in this case, it's the elevator isn't really doing poorly when it comes to the mechanical bits. It still needs help with, but honestly, it's more the computer system that's giving them trouble, and they're not allowed to touch that. So they're having to go around and do other things to get the elevator to work.
No one said that you aren't allowed to touch it.
Yeah.
Get your grubby fucking hands right in there.
But yes, since you're not a mechite of normal stature, you aren't quite don't have the same restrictions.
Yeah.
You are not bound to their laws.
So, would you like to try and help them in the way they're attempting to fix it, or would you like to try and go the way this elevator is really damaged?
I'll try fixing the actual computer.
Okay.
Telling them that, allow me to, make whole, which was thunder.
All right, go ahead and do tech use.
Actually, wait, no, probably it's the litany of initiative. And, okay, I think this is a computer, probably has a data jack, right?
It's going to take a couple of checks. Tech use is the first one.
Okay.
You have to actually get the computer to do what it needs to do first.
Okay, well,
The main issue is it's not interfacing correctly. All right, good. So you're able to get, over the next half an hour or so, you're able to get all the wires into the right places and get this particular computer to interface with the elevator correctly. And it seems like the machine spirit is at least happy on that much. However, it is still not functional. So it is going to be now a computer. So go ahead and roll another tech use.
Well, I think with a computer that would be logic.
Trying to think, because this isn't. No, I guess it is a servitor technically. So yeah, go ahead and roll a logic, because you're basically just trying to get the servitor to do its job again. Nice. Hey. All right. So after about another half an hour or so, you're able to get the servitor and the computer to re-interface with the elevator controls, and the servitor to actually do its goddamn job again. And so the elevator makes a loud clunking sound as they kind of finish their own repairs, and the elevator is back to functioning.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, you probably still don't want to drive a freaking tank onto it, but for a freaking squad and a half of freaking people, it will carry them fine.
Yeah, luckily we aren't comprising a 40-ton tank.
Yeah. So, Sarge is just kind of hanging out for the moment, making sure that these idiots aren't getting themselves drugged or anything before combat.
Okay, then I'll.
They're just waiting for the priest to finish, and once they do, he starts to kind of get things rolling.
Yeah, I'll walk up my tech priest brother. We have to solve the problem.
Yep, they both look at you. Indeed, brother tech priest, we have been able to successfully repair the elevator as was foretold is not quite the right one. As the Omnissiah demands, I think is probably the better way to phrase that. And then they both, of course, they praise the Omnissiah and then kind of wander away from the elevator back towards the base, you assume.
These fuckers don't know the right cants.
I don't remember. I don't know the right cants.
I think our binary bot fixed it.
I mean, you're going to need to control it, but that shouldn't be an issue. So, what are you guys doing for the last half hour? Because they actually got the work done faster than you thought.
Loading frag grenades. And, I don't know, eating something.
Making other soldiers mildly uncomfortable.
Trying to make.
You don't need to actively do that.
trying to make those soldiers more comfortable by making him stop.
I'd love to try to get into some fucking dumb conversations, but shoot the shit. But don't know how talkative they would be.
I mean, they're just kind of all hanging out. A couple of them are smoking low sticks, but for the most part, they're just sitting now that they've, they arrived a while ago. So they're checking and rechecking, but yeah, from the sounds of them, want to
chill with them.
Which it seems like their group is kind of split into, well, I guess 4 if you include Sarge and the auxiliary, because they have kind of the normal troopers, the guys carrying the specialist equipment, and then of course Sarge and the auxiliary. So, are you going to walk up to one of them in particular, or just kind of to the group in general?
The normal fuckers.
All right.
Look,
this is the group who's smoking
relate
with the exception.
Wow, you're not even shooting the shit with Sarge? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Nah, dude,
Sarge is off on his own dealing with freaking command issues.
Look, I can relate to the normal people the most.
Yep.
Not specialized in anything. Just there to be.
They seem to be. Yeah, they seem to think that this is going to be a milk run. That they're going to freaking just come in and just wreck these guys. Seeing as the last dozen missions they've been on, they've basically walked into almost no freaking resistance. They're happy that at least you guys are getting some a big huge distraction.
Yeah, cool. I'm definitely gonna take note that they're all certainly gonna die.
They're not going to die if for the only reason that it's our job to make sure they don't all die.
It's okay,
Actually, that's fair.
Mortal wounds are fine.
Can I not obviously they're gonna think this is a walk in the park no matter what the fuck happens until shit starts going wrong. But is there any way I can maybe be maybe instill a little bit of caution? Hey, yeah, this will be a walk in the park, but maybe if we are super extra careful and do really well, I don't know, fucking get an extra drinking budget. Fuck, I don't know.
If it's going to be entirely a walk in the park, then why the fuck are we with you?
You'll buy each person a beer for each other person that survives this.
Oh god, you'll be fucking out of money instantly.
Yeah. You get a couple of jeering comments of don't talk like Sarge, but
I will bring up the fact that if it was supposed to be walking in the park, then why the fuck is the Inquisition here?
How many of the normies are there total?
I don't know. There are. The squad is made up of 11 members. I think there are 6 normal troopers.
I'll fucking buy them a round of drinks.
No,
I'll buy them a round of drinks if they're all a little bit more careful.
Sarge was on his own. The auxiliary was on his own.
Yeah.
There were 2 snipers and a flamethrower. Yeah. So yeah, 6.
Because there are five quote unquote specialists.
I'm gonna offer to,
if you include Sarge at 3 special weapons and the auxiliary,
to definitely buy a round of drinks, so long as they're maybe a little bit more careful, because weird shit can happen. I don't know.
One of them just kind of one of them just kind of, the one sitting next to you just kind of lightly shoves you. Don't worry, we're not all green. Oh, like the last squad they sent down. Yeah, but the last squad they sent down had an idiot who freaking threw the pin. That's fair. Yeah. They all just kind of chuckle.
They had somebody threw the pin?
Oh my god, Jesus, grab the grenade through the pin.
They're really lowering the fucking bar here, huh?
Well,
yeah, one of them does point out, technically that was the PDF morons, but they all kind of chuckle at PDF.
PDF don't count as military.
Well, regardless, if something does go awry, it'd be nice to see everyone back in one piece. Well, alive at the very least. I correct myself.
Yeah, the one who seems to be kind of the leader of this group, and you can tell he's actually the leader because he has the corporal mark on his I don't know, I guess on his shoulder. I'm trying to think of where they generally have.
Yeah, typically you have it on your shoulder. If you're high rank, it's typically on the label.
Yeah, now Sarge has it on his shoulder as well. He's not. He doesn't.
No, label is like commissioned officers.
Yeah. So, Yeah, by the way, he has only, for you guys and all the other soldiers, have only ever talked to him as Sarge. Harkon has apparently never crossed this particular group's mind, besides, of course, freaking the captain. The captain introduced him as that.
Yeah. I think I called him Harker once, and then I just instantly went to Sarge, because fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what apparently everyone else calls him. So.
Yeah. You always call the sergeant Sarge. It doesn't matter what the fuck their name is. Yep. It's always Sarge.
Yeah. Sarge, by the way, does have a he doesn't actually have a las weapon. He actually does have besides his pistol. His pistol's the last weapon, but his main long arm is actually a silenced rifle of some sort.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. The rest of them don't have silenced weapons.
I also have a silenced rifle and a silenced hand cannon. Don't know how the fuck that thing can be silenced, but apparently it can.
Yeah, but the corporal just kind of looks at you. Look, we're going in the back door. We'll be dealing with the stragglers. I'm just happy I'm not part of the main attack force, because those boys are going to have to go in the front door. And the front door, they actually got guns.
Have you ever heard?
You guys are most likely going to have freaking knives at the very best. Yeah, that kind of gets a chuckle across the group going.
Have you ever heard the phrase that the side attack that you're ignoring is just a diversion? No, not just diversion. Sorry, it's the main attack. The side attack that you think is diversion is actually the main attack, is how the phrase goes.
I'm just trying to make sure they're not reckless dipshits and get themselves killed.
They're overconfident guard who are going after a significantly worse enemy. They're 100% gonna be fucking overconfident dipshits.
Yeah, but maybe a little bit more careful.
They're not charging into like an orcish freaking horde or a freaking Tyranid hive. They're charging into a bunch of freaking insurgents who barely have guns that work.
Yeah, but I'm worried that we're here.
Yeah, but a gun that barely works can still work. It's going to be a little bit more. If it works, it can still punch a hole in you.
Yeah.
And a hole's a hole no matter where it came from.
That's essentially my goal here. If it seems like that's about as far as I can go, I ain't going to push it.
Yeah. I mean, you at least get a couple of half promises that they'll at least bother using cover, but it's pretty clearly not. It mostly falls on deaf ears.
I think my favorite part is how you're warning them to be careful, and they're like, PDFs suck, and you're an Arbite, which is like a level below PDF.
Yeah.
You're allowed to sometimes carry guns.
I don't even have a fucking military rank, although I am technically a noble, which helps.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean they have a good time for another half an hour, and then of course Sarge and the auxiliary kind of wander over and get them into motion again, because it is time to go. And far below you, you guys kind of hear the faint whine of las gunfire.
Sounds like it started.
Indeed, let's go.
All right.
So, yep, everyone troops onto the elevator.
I put on the gas mask.
Yeah, they all pull on gas masks as well.
My gas mask is my face.
Yeah.
Wait, gas masks?
Oh, also, I am going to warn them about the choke gas grenades that I have, because those are relatively rare, and I don't want anyone to be like, oh, it's a smoke grenade, and then go into it and just start fucking choking.
Hey, North.
Hmm?
You plan on going to the or using your shock mall a lot, or at all?
I don't know. Probably. I'm apparently better with
then
that.
Here,
than
you
I
can
am
actually have my
guns.
The thing is, technically, I don't have a built-in respirator yet. Well, I still need a gas mask, so you can have mine right now.
Okay. I didn't know we would need a gas mask. I would have purchased one. I
forgot about you.
I mean, it's not required. It's just in case, because you're going down into a mine. Yeah. So nasty gases are a possibility.
I mean, yeah.
I just have it so I don't fucking blind myself with fucking what is effectively giga tear gas.
So yeah, Nork, seeing as you're going to possibly be running around, and I'm, in theory, staying in the back, you can borrow my gas mask.
All right, thank you.
So, yep, you're all pile onto the elevator, and Sarge walks over to the console and hits one of the buttons, and the thing doesn't move.
I'm going to slowly turn and look at fucking Numerian.
Yeah. You hear a sigh and then a whole lot of groans.
Hey, Numerian, can you get this fucking thing moving?
Positive.
Will you get this thing moving now, please?
I'll go over to it and attempt to ignite.
All right.
Starts
I mean,
narrating
you've already
what
been
he
talking to
does.
it, so yeah, you just beep boops and binary, and the elevator can move.
Beep boop.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see what button he's trying to get to. It's actually one of the not the quite the lowest floor that this elevator can go to, but it's pretty low. Like if this elevator goes anywhere from like floor 200 to I don't know, this would probably be like around 1. So no, this is probably actually floor like 43 or something. So it probably it goes down into the negatives, down to like negative 100 or so. So he's trying to get to like negative 47.
Sub-level 47. Let's go.
Yeah. So you ask the elevator to move down to sub-level 47.
Yep.
All right. So with a grinding of gears, the elevator starts moving downwards. It does, at least at a couple points, start hurtling downwards, which could you guys roll a... I think it's an agility test to not fall.
I believe you're correct.
So go ahead and roll an agility test, all of you.
Any bonuses or
I'm
negatives?
good at that.
Unless you somehow have the ability to not fall, like magnetic boots.
Nope. Hey!
Nice.
After the first time, I am going to see if there's somewhere I can secure a grapnel. I'm just going to secure myself to the floor with that.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I mean, you don't fall off, you just fall over.
Bye. I fall over and I roll off. Bye.
He falls over and plants face first into like one of the big gears.
Yeah.
It just
Well, at least
crushes
you're
his
followed
head.
by the majority of the guardsmen who also lose their balance and fall over. But
Oh yeah, comrades in failure.
yeah, so you guys all find your feet after it does that like twice more, and then reach with a screeching halt at a little bit above sub-level 47 or 44. What did I say? 44?
He's 47, I believe.
Yeah, whichever one I said before. It doesn't matter to me.
40 something or other. Who cares?
Yeah, I think it was 44, but we'll go with 47 because that one sounds more neat.
Actually, 4-2.
Yep. So you're not at level 47. You're like about 2 meters in the air above level 40, sub-level 47.
Huh.
That's close enough.
Yeah. Sarge decides that as he just hops down, makes
Yeah.
a little grunt, and then has the rest of the squad follow after him.
Yeah, just drop down.
Yeah.
Yep.
The flamer guy and the 2 snipers kind of help each other out because dropping a flamer on the ground is a bad
Yeah,
thing.
help that flamethrower guy out.
Yeah. So yeah, they help each other out, and after a short time get down. And now you're all in a large tunnel of some sort that leads off into the darkness. So Sarge orders everyone out, everyone to throw on their photovisors. You hear a clicking from
Yep.
a dozen guys that move their visor down, and then the view of the visors all clicking on.
And as that
Hey,
happens,
cool.
play my pretty. I let the servo skull go. See my
It
my
just
eyes and
instantly
ears.
slams into a wall and breaks. No,
Servo skull, no.
my baby. Who touched Sasha?
So you guys start moving down the hallway. Well, at least the guardsmen start moving down the hallway.
Yeah.
So, are you guys staying in front of them, behind them, with them?
Actually, do they have any scouts?
They do.
Servo Skull.
Who is already run like significantly ahead.
I will try and stay between the auxiliary and the rest of the team, and I will actually throw on my stummer at this point.
Yep.
I'll follow closely because I'm going to be using a melee weapon more than likely.
Yeah. The way they kind of have themselves set up. I just want to grab tokens.
I think I want to be somewhere near the back or the middle. At least, surrounded by guards.
They have guardsmen? They probably don't.
Or something. I don't know. Just somewhere where, I might have some...
If Moss, I actually probably should just stay in the middle, given that I have my best fucking fighting is just shooting people or lobbing grenades at them occasionally.
All right. So I'm just going to kind of set up how they're set up. And you guys position yourselves where you fall in their line.
Is this...
So I'm just pulling tokens. So I'm going to say these are the normal guys. So these two are kind of the normal squad. Why the heck do I not have... Here, we'll have this as the extra. So these are the front is the sergeant, the back is the snipers. Well, the two snipers, the flamer's up near the sergeant. So normal guys, sergeant, flamer, and the snipers are in kind of the far back. And the auxiliary is far enough ahead that he's still visible, but not. So he's that far.
All right, maybe don't go up next to the auxiliary. Jesus. Like, stay by the sergeant.
Keep in mind, the auxiliary is basically invisible as far as you guys are concerned, because he has no light source, he has no night vision.
No,
you guys do
go,
give
like,
off a
back
little
here. I'm up here because I'm relatively stealthy.
Cool, I'm not. I'll stay here.
What should I put my servos? This does make a good scout. I mean, actually, wait. I think it is stealthy. It has move silent.
I'm going to assume that this isn't like 2 scale where they're 1 meter apart. I'm going to assume there's some spacing so that way they don't get wiped out by a single fucking frag grenade.
Yeah. Well, the tunnel is like it's big enough for vehicles to move back and forth, like on both sides. So it's about yeah. The tunnel is about, I don't know, what the average vehicle is about like 3 meters wide, probably.
Yeah, something like that, probably.
I mean, an average truck is probably like 2. So yeah, the tunnel is about like 10 meters wide.
Yeah.
It's not that tall though. It's only about like, it's probably only about 6 meters tall. This is more of a truck route than a digger route. Besides, they use mostly non-machinery. Of course, there's no main diggers for the most part. So
and as a
so they're kind of splayed out in, like, technically these guys are split into like smaller groups that are kind of broken across the area because there's 2 groups of 3. So,
also, Mitchell, just as a heads up.
Yeah.
The servo skull also has a system, which allows me to see things that aren't well noticeable to the human eye. So, for example, you can see like visible gas or energy.
I also had one other question after, which is, I'm going to ask them what the structural integrity of this cave is like.
As far as they know, pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, they wouldn't suggest throwing crack rockets around too much, but
don't throw cracks at the walls. But like a couple frags won't fucking bring this place down around us.
Okay. So, yep. So you guys are apparently pretty far away from the main combat. You don't hear. I wish they had las cannon rounds. I don't think they do.
Oh yeah, there is something called a las cannon.
Las cannon's a thing.
Yeah. No, I mean like for sound effects, like the sound of a Warhammer battle.
Oh.
But I don't think I have that. Let me see. I want to see if I can't find something. Though I don't think I will, because they don't have much. Regardless. No, actually. Yeah, that'll work. Because I don't think I can easily move it into Roll20.
I would suggest just listening to the Doom soundtrack.
Yeah, I actually at some point switched out my stomach for a screamer. It's just playing the Doom soundtrack on loop. Oh, I should get a fucking screamer and just set up with the Doom soundtrack. Just start playing that when a fight starts, just to freak out the enemy. Just what the hell's happening?
Oh, regardless. So, yep. In the distance, you guys do hear exchanges of autoguns and the whine of las rifles, along with a few cannon shots and whatnot. As apparently someone decided to bring an actual vehicle down here.
Yeah, if it works.
It's not exactly a Lehman Ross, but
it isn't a Lehman Russ. Instead, it's a Bane Blade.
couldn't even fit a Bane Blade down here.
I know you couldn't. That's part of the joke.
So, yep, you guys travel for. Well, at least they're kind of creeping along. They're not, running forward. They're moving carefully. So, how fast do they move at half speed? I'm trying to remember.
It depends on the person. I move 3 meters a turn.
Yeah, they move the same.
Okay.
I think that's pretty average.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're just kind of, moving up carefully, trying to stay in cover and whatnot, keeping an eye out. The auxiliary is keeping very far ahead. So, like, the auxiliary is probably about like 50 meters or so ahead. You can just barely see him in the cave.
Okay, I sent my servo skull up with him.
God, why do I feel like he's about to
where
betray
is
us?
the servo skull going? Is it sticking with him or?
Oh yeah, probably it's going to be a little bit ahead of him, and basically a search and inform. Basically, if it sees anything, to inform the group, like any strange readings or any life signatures.
Keep in mind, the servo skull is not very stealthy. It has a big freaking glowing eye on it.
Oh, it has a silent move. It is somewhat
Silent, yes, it can move silently, but it can't move hiding.
And either way, if it does,
Put a
then
fucking sheet over it.
They can't see.
Fine.
And while I don't think
Cut out
the
eye
servo
And it's just a white floating thing with a glowing red dot in the middle of it. So, yep, you guys creep forward for about 10 minutes or so, and then you get a reading back from your servo skull that there is movement ahead. Unfortunately, it's not very specific about what kind of movement. It just reads as movement detected. And you guys do see the auxiliary stop moving.
Yeah, I'll inform the rest of the group what the servo skull saw and why the auxiliary is stopping.
So, I don't actually have it attached to anything, but I do have a telescopic sight. Can I attempt to use that to see
like a fucking
further down the
eyeglass?
passageway? I mean, more like a telescope, but yes.
God.
It's a telescopic sight. I just don't have it attached to a gun right now.
Yeah. So you want to just look past the...
Yeah.
All right. I think it's awareness, right? To see...
Presumably. Awareness or perception. Doesn't matter for me. I have both.
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception then.
I do get plus 10 from heightened senses.
Yeah.
I am very lucky. Very lucky.
Okay,
Yes, you are.
Can my servo skull
Yeah. Your servo skull can attempt.
awareness?
Perception.
Okay. Not the best, but not terrible. Yep.
I'm trying to remember what exactly is awareness versus just straight up perception.
I think perception is like when you're looking for it. Awareness is like more
Perceive hidden
passive.
dangers and to notice small details about your physical surroundings. You use the awareness skill to notice ambushes, spot traps, and discern other threats to you and your. Yeah, so no, you guys are just looking forward to try and see what's ahead. You're not checking for traps or checking for ambushes. So, I mean, yeah, you see some shadowy figures, but they might just be the flashes off cave walls. From
Well, that was.
you guys are certainly closer now, so the sounds of
Also,
battle
should
are
mention.
grown significantly louder. So, yep, the auxiliary hasn't moved forward any, so they seem to have noticed something that you guys haven't.
All right,
The sergeant has kind of stopped you guys for the
I'm
moment.
back.
Welcome back.
do we have the same comm like channel so we can actually talk to the rest of the team?
I mean, with your guys' team, most likely they didn't give you theirs, unfortunately. I mean, you can still speak through the through the gas masks, though.
Yeah, it's more being able to talk to them from more than 5 feet away.
I see people are rolling perception.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there
They're trying to see things. Unfortunately, you without some sort of ability to see further can't see.
okay.
It's dark. One person had a telescope, and the other person had an eye ahead. So,
I'll actually turn my stomach at this point and try and creep forward.
all right, go ahead and
I
move
wanna-
then.
All right, Stummer gives me a plus 30 on that.
Yeah.
Stummer's very good. I am very bad.
Very good.
It's not that bad.
Nah,
I mean, you make some noise, but
it isn't
it's
like
not like you're freaking running
yeah.
around in a full suit of plate mail.
It's not like I fucking kicked a can down.
So how far are you moving up? Like to where the auxiliary is? Moving past
How
them?
far? The auxiliary is like 50 meters ahead, right, or something?
Yeah. Around there.
I'm probably halfway between them and them, so that's like 25. Was he 50 meters ahead of the main group or of me?
Of the main group.
Okay, I'll move forward like another.
Yeah,
10,
keep in mind they
15
had their
meters?
own formation. You guys just kind of joined it in wherever you felt
Yeah.
like.
I'm moving another 10, 15 meters ahead, find some cover, and then attempt to look around again.
Okay. Yep. The auxiliary seems to figure out whatever he was figuring out and then starts moving forward again. But you can roll perception to check before.
Yeah. Okay then.
All right. Yep. Ahead of you, about 20 or so meters ahead, you do see a handful of similar figures to the auxiliary. They're white-skinned, kind of not exactly working totally well. Eyes, no hair. These guys, though, instead of wearing the body, like kind of a nicer bodysuit, just kind of wear rags effectively. And they are carrying rifles of some sort.
Can't tell if they're las or auto or.
They look like muskets.
Oh, las locks, got it.
Yeah, like the laser rifle in Fallout 4, where it's basically just a big freaking cobbled together. Yeah,
yeah.
It looks something like that, but instead of the big huge thing at the back, it's closer. Like they're just kind of bulky up in total.
And they are.
There
20 meters ahead, or so you said?
Yeah, there are 4 of them. 2 of them are just kind of like seemingly standing behind a small pile of rocks that they've either pushed or just found there. And the other 2 are just kind of keeping watch, it looks like.
I'm gonna start taking aim.
Yep, it doesn't seem like they've noticed you yet. The auxiliary is going to crawl a little bit forward and then level his carbine.
All right. Actually, I'm also going to switch out my mag for a non-man stopper one. Because if they're wearing rags, it's not worth using fucking AP on them.
Yep. you want to mention to the rest of the group?
Yeah, I'll tell the rest of the party.
Okay. You
Want
have
me to
been
lay this
updated.
back to anyone, or I guess the sergeant or whoever.
Yeah, if you're standing
He
close
doesn't
enough,
already
you can
know.
just kind of walk over and tell him. Yeah,
yeah.
he
Hey, quietly tell him.
Sarge. Hey, Sarge. Our scout said there's something up there.
Yeah.
All right, love
Regardless,
you.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure he knows, but like, I just
Yeah,
want to make sure
he
we're all on the
nods
same
that indeed.
page.
He
Cool.
understands already.
Captain,
He figures that's why the auxiliary stopped.
we'll have a look around and salvage what we can.
So he's gonna
That's also why
call
the
the.
servo skull stopped.
Well, he's paying attention to his
boy.
own stuff. Whatever you guys do is kind of yay, as long as you don't get in the way. So he's gonna call the two sniper guys forward to where approximately he's standing, and they are going to start lining up their own shots.
How far away are they?
Can we coordinate this in some way so we don't all shoot the same guy?
We'll see if we can get this thing flying again.
From Payton and the auxiliary, they're about. Well, Payton's 20. The auxiliary is a little farther back. So, or no, you didn't go. How much further did you move? You move like 15 feet up.
15. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the auxiliary is about 15 feet away then, or 15 meters away. Meaning you guys are. Trying to think.
I'll move up a little bit with them, seeing as I have a range.
We're going to say each block is 10, just for the sake of range. I need a guy. Token. Oh, no, I don't want to use a tech priest. Sure, that'll work. All right, so...
Just that's bad guy.
Oh, wow,
each
the bow
block
and
is
arrow.
10. I'm here.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
who's
only
this
have
guy
a
again?
shotgun.
This is your...
Oh, never mind.
No, that's auxiliary guy.
Shotgun doesn't snipe good.
Yeah.
No.
I also have a shotgun,
Yeah,
but I have a terrible idea.
Oh no. Theo, will it end with us dying?
That's going to be Sarge. These guys are going to be the snipers.
There's a small chance that it will.
If I
Then
get
that's a
shot in the
good
back of the
idea.
head by a shotgun, I will come beat you to death.
Well, what he's gonna do is he's gonna tape the
Alright.
trigger and then throw the shotgun.
Well, I mean, both of the guys with Laz's rifle, long Laz, are going to line up a shot on each. It doesn't seem like this guy's working with them.
What's
So, what?
so is the max range for weapon just their range, or is it like...
No, the way it works is
You can shoot past that, but it gets steadily harder.
Yeah. The range listed is effectively the
It's normal.
the mid range, I guess.
Okay.
It's the normal range for shooting, though it extends beyond that. Short range is half. Of course, point blank is 3.
So what is the max range?
The max range. I'm trying to remember.
The maximum range, I believe, is 5.
Okay. All weapons have a given range. Weapons table. Short range is below half of this number. Long range is above double. Extreme is 3 times. Maximum
Okay,
is
3
above
times.
3 times. So, for instance, they give an example for a las gun, which has 100 range. Short range is 3 to 50 because point blank is 3. Well, 2, 3. Medium is 50 to 200, so from short to double the given range. And the long is 200 to 300, from normal to long. And extreme is 3 to 4.
And what's the distance these squares represent again?
We're going to go with basically 10 meters.
10 meters, so... I'm... 20...
Hey, you guys are quite a ways
40,
back.
50,
Here, actually, I'll just
60.
switch it over. 1 grid cell equals 1.
Well,
Actually,
if
I'm
each
gonna
square is
make
10
this-
meters, then you're 80 meters away.
There you go. Now it should be calculating correctly.
Fancy.
Yeah.
So I have a psychic power that just lets me treat
Please.
shooting as
Christ.
point blank range at any range.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that
I have a
shit's so
shotgun.
busted.
I mean, it also comes with the slight opportunity of accidentally blowing yourself up. So
Yeah.
He's far away from me this time.
So these guys, where the hell is the las weapons? Long las, yes, no issues in range right here. So they're both going to line up shots. Are you going to attack the two up front or one of the guys in the back?
Discord? What was the question?
Are you attacking one of the guys up front or one of the guys in the back?
I'm going to ask one of my teammates in the back to figure out who they're aiming at.
Yeah, I'll ask for targets.
And also ask one of them to link up our fucking comms.
I'll relay both things and ask.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also planning on taking a shot.
Okay. There are 4 targets. 2 are behind cover, 2 are out front.
Okay.
I'll fire at the ones behind cover. I have a fully automatic weapon.
Cool.
I'm gonna wait and see how effective everyone is.
I'll probably fire at one of the ones up front. I imagine the snipers are going to be effective at the ones in the back. Give them the harder shot.
I mean, are you asking or?
I'm going to inform them of that.
I'm going to ask them what they're planning. That's what I said before.
Yep. So, Sarge tells you that they're going to take out the 2 guys up front first.
Okay,
Cool.
yeah, I'll focus on one of the ones in the back.
Okay, yeah, then fine. I'll do the back one. Never mind, just fuck.
And I recommend that we link our comms, but
Yep.
I don't know if that's going to get an okay. Or...
That after we deal with these morons.
Thumbs up.
As you guys are all setting that up, the auxiliary fires.
All right.
Let's see. Does the auxiliary's gun just jam? No, he doesn't freaking just jam. Holy hell.
Wow.
He nails one of the guys in the chest, I believe. What is 80?
80 is left leg.
Yeah. Nails one of the guys in the leg. What is the last carbine's damage?
Last carbine is 1d10 plus 2.
Right. These guys don't have armor. It's kind of a wimpy round, but it does at least seem to hurt it.
Since he shot, I guess I'll shoot at this point.
Yep. He lets out the whine of red laser.
I had been aiming.
Yep.
So that's good. So plus 20 from aiming, plus 10 from short range. I'm going to fire fully on max. That's another plus 20. I should probably... Yeah, you know what? I'm sure this will be fine. I'm sure a plus 50 on my attack. I should do fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So the way fully automatic works is you get an additional hit for every additional degree of success.
Oh.
Yes. That was in the errata.
Yep.
Fully automatic is mean as shit. So that is 4 hits total?
Yep. So he gets... I'm trying to think. Where do they have a cover?
I don't know, but 05 is head.
Yeah. Let's find out. Yeah, the cover isn't going to block their head. Guaranteed, so...
Unfortunate for that.
Dead already. I need... cover. Goddamn.
Over.
Maybe I should have split up my shots.
Captain, the
whatever.
They still have something they want to discuss at their homeworld.
Okay, what are they behind, Mitchell?
They're behind rocks.
Okay, would you consider that stone?
Yes, I would consider that stone.
Apparently, stone is 16 AP.
Ow. All right. Well, it doesn't matter as the guy's head gets blown off. But yeah, the other bullets just smash into the stone.
Okay, and I'll take the last one in the back. And how far away are they from me? Would you? Are they over 50?
About 80 meters.
Okay, then yeah, that's just gonna be a flat aim with a red dot sight. Okay. Come on. Nope, never mind.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
The wine, yeah, it just hits, it slams into some of the stone, leaves a little bit of burn. The two snipers are going to take their shots. And they're going to have basically the same thing you do. So, pop. All right, well, one slams into the uninjured guy, and the other one misses. Now, long las is +3, not +4. I'm almost certain. Long las. Why does it push me into the wrong thing? Yep. Yeah, it's the cannon that's +4. Much more. And another freaking pretty light shot.
My team sucks.
They deal some damage, but otherwise, nothing else. So now we're going to roll initiative. Because you guys have got the jump on them.
Yeah.
No.
All right, you don't get to go. Congrats.
No, I
Big
get to
roll
go
for
more.
me.
How do you roll? Oh, right.
It's 1d10 plus your... Yeah. Or you
You
can just hit
attempted
the
to
initiative
roll
button.
without a token. Fuck you.
Yeah,
What's your token?
Where's my token?
It's the one right behind. Or, yeah, that one.
What?
As
Why'd
a
I get
note,
pushed behind?
you do get an additional +30 for attacking a surprised opponent.
Oh, okay. So the second shot does hit then.
It would not have mattered for you, Nor, because you'd still be at -0.1. But and the maximum bonus you can get on any singular roll is a +60 or a -60.
I need... Do they have what I need here? The answer is no. No, they don't. Oh. 1 second, I just want to see if they have a better stat line than the one I was going to use. To see how injured this person is or if they are dead, as my assumption is. Where the heck is the thing? Holy hell, where the hell is the... There it is, finally. I need... Alright, well, yeah. He's not dead is the main thing.
He isn't dead, but he doesn't really want to be alive.
He's been shot by not two plasma. He wouldn't be alive if he got shot by plasma. Two lasers.
We should have told you all this earlier, but until you were full members of the Federation, we couldn't make our mantles transparent to you.
I mean, I was going to use a different thing, but I can't seem to find it again, so I guess we're going with something else. And yeah, no, he's not dead. He's taken a few licks, but he's not dead. So, one of them has gotten his head blown off. The others, well, two of them have been lightly injured, and one's not been touched yet. So, let's see.
All right. Now's when I just launch a frag grenade into the middle of that. Oh, that's what I should. I should just fucking lobbed a frag in there and just watch what happened.
Good. To do that. We'll have guards. And Sarge deserves his own turn.
Yeah, Sarge is a hero.
All right, sweet. Yeah. All of these guys are basically going to have the same stat. With the exception of Sarge, of course, because Sarge is better than the rest of them. So, normal guards, specialist guards, and Sarge. Normal guards, special guards, and Sarge. All right, good. I'm trying to remember if you have multiple people who have the thing. I think you still give it to the person who has the higher.
Probably. It's probably whoever has higher bonus.
Yeah. What is your agility?
Mine is a 37.
No, you're good. You don't share anything. The actually only one of you that does is our tech priest. That's a +3, the same as the guard. I'm going to give it to you, so because I have a feeling yours isn't just straight 30.
Oh yeah, mine's is straight 30.
It is straight 30.
Yes, it is.
I'm still giving it to you because you're a player and they're an NPC.
Okay, and so right now, how many people are still up in the front?
There are both of them because only one of the guys in the back died.
Okay, and is
They are
any
both injured,
rocks near me?
however. No, actually, not in that area of the tunnel.
Okay, then I'm just gonna fire which that's a full action, and that's a +20, I believe.
A
Right?
burst, you said?
Oh yeah, burst fire.
Yeah, +20. No, wait, burst. Baden, you always remember that. Is burst or is it
+10?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I thought that was what it sounded right. So yeah,
Okay,
+10.
then yeah, no problem. Oh yeah, so that's gonna be -1 degree success.
Correct, and you get an additional life for every 2 degrees of success.
Either way, I still hit 2. So.
Yep.
Oh, wrong.
Are you aiming for the left or the right one? The one on the right's been slightly more injured.
Oh, hit for the left one.
Okay. So yeah, you nail him twice. And yeah, with that very good roll, he goes down.
Where do I hit him?
52, so 25.
Oh, 52?
You rolled a 50. No, wait, not rolled a 52. Oh no,
You rolled a 2,
rolled
so
a
it's
20.
a 20, so you hit him in the arm.
Yeah, right on. Where's something's gone? So yeah.
By arm?
Yeah, no, the arm is gonna spin off. Well,
We're
not
just
spin
renewing
off.
everything, huh?
It's going to light on fire, actually, rather, because that makes more sense. Because it's a laser weapon. All right, and then the actual guards are going to go. They're going to. I think you can just keep firing, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they're laser weapons. They don't have just one shot. So they're going to. Actually, they're going to spend their turn aiming at the other guy, guy behind cover. Both of them. So they're going to pass their turn. Sarge is going to level his rifle and attempt to shoot the other guy not in cover yet. So he's going to just aim one, so +10, and then yeah, no. That's gonna slam into him. He wouldn't have a weapon like yours. That's a little above his pay grade, unfortunately for him.
I think the Armageddon is actually the same cost as a normal auto gun. It's just getting a hold of it is the more pain in the ass part.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's an average auto gun. Yeah. Thing is, he doesn't have an auto gun. He has something more akin to like a hunting rifle. I don't know if they have a.
I mean, hunting rifle is in the book.
I know. I wanted to give him something a little different because he wouldn't just have a hunting rifle. Not heavy stubber. Freaking heck! I looked through this. You know what? That works. Wait, steady holder lever gun? Is that heavy caliber rifle loaded by a simple lever mechanism? Yeah, no. Yeah, we'll just give him an Armageddon. That probably makes the most sense. I mean, it's average availability. It's not impossible
Same
to
cost
find.
average. It's just heavier and it doesn't shoot as quickly.
Yeah, and he doesn't care about that. So,
Hmm.
So how far is he? He's standing with this group. So yeah, it's still within normal range. So he can fire without issues. But that wasn't the thing I cared about. It's the damage I was looking for.
1d10 plus 4.
Yeah, and that's gonna kill the other guy. Or at least put him into critical. Oh, so now just the guy behind cover. Alright. Norks. Or Wolf, in this case.
Yay.
What would you like to do? There's one guy remaining.
How far away is he from me?
Pretty far. Yeah,
Cool.
about 90 meters or so.
Damn. How do I know what my speed is?
It should actually auto-calculate. Do you see where the initiative is?
Yes.
Yep, it's right above that.
You can run 12.
Damn. Okay, I ain't getting even fucking close to this dude.
Yeah, an agility of 28 does not make it so you can move very fast.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, do you want to just
moving
run
up.
up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Run.
Shield out. Running up.
All right. They are going to go. Or rather, there's one guy left. He is going to attempt to hit the
Traitor!
That's what I'm thinking, but yeah, that guy's probably actually one of the only people he can shoot at.
I'm probably still hidden.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to shoot you. All right, it's under the war zones. Because for some freaking reason, las carbines, not even that.
Laslock.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he is within close range, so he's going to get a +10. But otherwise, well, he'll aim first too. So yeah, +20 overall. That's a 3. So cover or no, or being on the ground or no, it doesn't matter. So Maslocks are actually somewhat damaging.
I believe they do a d10 plus 4.
Yeah. Well, luckily for your guy, he doesn't die. He's actually only lightly damaged from that because of the armor.
Luckily, fucking all the las guns in this fight are not really doing much.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then he's going to just stand there because he literally can't go back down. He's out of actions. The normal guard are going to just take single shots.
Just fucking pepper.
Yeah. Here, we'll do 6d10 because all 6 of them are just going to fire at him. Pop.
So
that's 2.
The 11's gonna be the only thing that'll probably hit above the rock.
Well, keep in mind it's more than his head now.
Oh yeah, that's fair. So
Yeah,
it'd probably be
head and arms. So
head and arms. So
2, I think.
40.
Shoulders, knees, and toes.
So 90 is gonna end up hitting below. Or sorry, yeah.
Yep. So that's gonna slam into the rock.
If 50 hits, I'll hit him in the head.
I I don't think. Yeah, no. Without getting an extra thing,
So,
these guys aren't
yeah.
good enough shots.
So the only thing that would hit would be the 9 and the 11, and the 9's going to just be entirely soaked by the rock.
Yep.
But the 11 would still hit him in the arm.
Yep. And these guys have normal las rifles.
Also, man, what a fucking roll of perfectly ending up at 300.
That's pretty good.
All right. And that's going to deal pretty good amount of damage. It is not going to kill him because he hasn't taken damage yet. But it's going to get very close. All right, Halo.
All right, now's when I shoot him with the grenade launcher just to style on him.
One guy that's barely alive.
I'm going to just attempt to shoot him in the head.
Right.
With called shot and all my other bonuses, it's just a flat shot. I'm going to do a single shot.
Okay.
It's unfortunate.
Yep. Goes flying off into the tunnel.
But it's less ammo wasted.
Yep. All right, Grebo. There's one guy left.
Grebo.
Don't have the chance of fucking psychic phenomena. Jesus Christ!
Try moving to the center of the guards and cast. No.
I move to the center of the guards and cast flashbang. Why?
I'm just.
It might be slightly resistant to that if that works like a photon flash grenade.
It works differently, I believe.
Yeah, it probably does.
As a matter of fact, I just do nothing.
You do nothing?
I'll use my shield as cover.
He's like, hey man, that's some weird fireworks going on down there.
Yeah.
Freaking hell. I just noticed Leo's thing. Now we're doing something else now. Oh, good.
Oh, are we?
No, just for... Apparently he's trying to do a Danganronpa, too.
Jesus.
What was he working on before with you, Theo? I can't remember.
I was working on a Pokemon to 5th edition, like just converting all the Pokemon to 5th edition.
I thought it was Persona. That's the one I'm thinking of, I think.
Oh,
he was doing it.
By the way,
I think it was just kind of vaguely help. I was. I don't know. I looked at that with him.
Yep. All right. Nemarian, it's your go.
Okay.
Just fucking shoot him.
There's still one guy left. He's very injured.
He's gonna somehow survive this turn and then throw a grenade.
I'm wondering what would be better, automatic or just bolt?
Just do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's very doubtful he will survive this round no matter what happens.
Yep. Remember, as long as you hit his head or his arms, then you'll actually hit him. Everything else is going to have to try and pierce that.
You have a 30% chance to hit him in the if you just roll normally.
Okay, well let's
And that of course is after having to roll and successfully hit him.
let's do 2 single.
2 single shots?
Yeah.
You can't take the same attack action twice.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Yeah, no, you'd have to burst or you'd have to just single shot or in aim.
Well, anyway, I hit at 42.
24. What is the actual number?
81. That's leg.
So it slams into the rock.
Well, you don't know that. I might. Let's do damage. Oh yeah.
You have a laser weapon, which means your pen is basically 0.
To be fair, he could have technically procced Emperor's Fury.
Yeah.
In which case he would have to proc it like 2 more times.
Yep. All right. The 2 snipers are going to fire. And since they both aimed, they're going to get the +20, of course. And both of them, they're going to freaking send their shots flying into the darkness. As they both freaking equally miss.
All right, that's it, boys. Grenade's going down range.
All right. Sarge is going to try and give another one. What is called shot with ranged weapons again?
-20.
-20. All right. So... I guess I'll just aim for the head. He'll just aim. Can you aim with a called shot?
You can aim. You have to take the aim action. I think that I don't know whether a call shot's a full round action. Give me one second to check.
Yeah, I don't know. Off the top of my head.
Called. It doesn't appear to be anything other than just a normal single shot. Just with an additional debuff. So presumably you could take a half action aim and then called shot, which is probably what I should have done.
Yeah, so he's gonna just basically do half action aim and then fire.
All right, so he gets an additional +10.
Yep. So in total, it's going to be a plus or a -10 overall because he doesn't have additional. Things.
Oh yeah, he probably doesn't have a.
He's not a short range, so
yeah. Also, he probably doesn't have a red dot sight.
Nope. And that is going to miss. I'm pretty sure. No, I'm actually certain that's going to miss.
God, we're bad.
All right, Wolf. Would you like to continue moving towards them?
I'd love to.
More running.
The person to win the fight being Wolf running up and bashing him in the head with a fucking shock maul.
That would be ideal.
Yep.
That'd be funny.
That would be the way to end it. So yeah, he's going to weapons. I need the weapons.
Here, how about this? Let's move the.
How long does it take? Okay, yeah, no. So he's actually just going to stay upright because he hasn't died yet and reload. The guards are going to.
What a hero!
Fire again.
All right, can he survive another volley of 6?
Let's see.
8.
80, 40, 45. No, the 45 is still in this.
40 is body, 80 is leg. Christ. What a fucking nightmare.
We're good at this, don't worry. They aim, yeah, 45 is still in this. So
yeah, I haven't been given my opportunity to shine yet. Just wait till I get there. Just wait.
Yeah.
All right, Halo.
Another single shot at his head.
Another bullet scattering off into the distance.
I'm really debating just fucking going all in onto fucking fully automatic fire and just, seeing what happens.
All right, Grebo.
So this guy is not dead yet.
Yep.
Correct.
He's basically clinging on with one
That's
life.
it. Fucking blast him.
All right, I'll try.
I'm guessing you're going to do whatever it is, unholy aim, and then.
Yeah. What am I what's the
what?
Called shot penalty? Was that
minus 20.
Minus 20.
Yeah.
We'll see. Look at that! I didn't blow up.
Yep.
Nice.
And now is it worth doing a call? I think it's worth doing a call shot.
Yeah. If you did get a call shot, those would be fucking hilarious.
So I think it's plus 10 overall because.
Yes, it's a plus 10 overall.
Yeah, because you count as being in point blank. So that
Hey!
is going to hit and 80.
Called
Is this
shot.
it?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's to the. Well, where did you aim? One of the arms or the head?
Head.
Probably the head.
All right. Yeah, his head goes spinning off into the darkness and he dies.
Fuck. I keep running.
I mean, yeah, the rest of the group starts moving forward after that because all opponents have been dealt with.
All right, let's fucking sync up our comms now.
Yeah, they pause by the rocks and make sure to sync comms with you guys.
I know I didn't.
At least the sergeant syncs comms with you guys. He leaves the rest of us group out.
Yeah, that's fine. He is the most important member to talk to.
Though I will stop for a second and look at their las guns.
All right. Yeah, the auxiliary is going to just kind of continue pushing forward. But yeah, the rest of the unit stops by the rocks and just kind of hangs out in cover for a moment so that you guys can sync up comms. Do you want to assist with that, Numerian, or are you going to look at the rifles? Because otherwise it's going to take them a minute.
Fine, I'll help with the comms real quick.
Go ahead and tech use. I'm going to just give you a plus 30 because it's really easy. This is low tech stuff.
Oh, there we go.
Target 94. Jesus Christ.
I'm not surprised. So yeah, in like basically in one round, you're able to sync up your guys' comnet to at least the Sarge's comnet. So you guys can communicate with Sarge.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. He responds.
And after that, I'm gonna look at the rifles to see whether or not if these were made by Heretic. Well, if these were manufactured recently or just like if they look like the work of a tech priest.
I'm trying to think. There feels like there's a skill for this.
It could be evaluate or
I think it is evaluate.
technomate or technomat or both.
What is technomat?
It's basically the knowledge of like how machines are made. Well, it's the rituals, I think. I need to look into the Inquisitor's hand for that. But it's been a while.
How it's made.
It's a skill in the
Well, it's a skill in the handbook, and it's something that we can a tech priest can get. I just need to look at what.
Yeah, evaluate isn't exactly what we need, but it's close enough. Yeah.
I'll also top off my mag.
The guard aren't going to, but they also have a bunch more shots, so it'd be kind of a waste.
I'm doing this specifically because I can just top off the mag with other ammo I have. Can't really do that with when your ammo is fucking energy.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, they have normal las guns can fire 60 times, so they've only fired like twice each. They can fire lots more times. The long las has not quite as big, but still a lot.
Okay, yeah. So
15 bullets, but damn, are they cool?
So technomat it represents the care and maintenance of items.
Okay, but it's not really figuring out exactly what it is or how it was made. So go ahead and do evaluate. Yep. It's a little closer.
Any bonuses or negatives?
What did you work on for the most part?
As in,
what world are you from?
Oh, I'm from Esh.
What are they known for?
I'm pretty sure they're known for like vehicles and stuff like that. Okay. They're known as the idea.
Yeah, I'll give you a plus 10 because they're pretty low tech, but.
Oh, nice. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, they were made fairly recently. Manufactured is giving it a little bit too much credit, but because these are basically cobbled together pieces of junk.
So yeah, they possibly could be from a Heretic. Or just some
if they are, her freaking quality control's been slipping hard.
This could be from Heretic if Heretic was any fucking goon with a hammer and vague ideas of how this stuff works.
Yeah. From what you can tell, especially when you kind of like take it apart a little bit, you can see some components that are like las rifle parts. And that's basically been freaking welded together with firing mechanisms that they're not supposed to be firing. You know, these are basically freaking Frankenstein rifles. They function.
Well, for one, they're unreliable.
If they pull the wrong trigger, they might explode. So,
yeah. Again, they're unreliable.
83.
Yeah, they're usually built by scav workshops or Heretic. Well, we'll see. Let's continue forward.
Yeah, they aren't legitimate las rifles. So.
Yeah.
Yep. Are you gonna send your servo skull to go follow the auxiliary, or are you gonna?
Yeah, same thing as last time.
Okay. I mean, because the auxiliary is exploring ahead of the group.
Has the auxiliary been healed?
No.
No. He ran off before he was healed.
Oh my god.
Okay,
he took a little. He took a light hit. He's actually wearing armor, so.
Okay. Well, where is he Does the cave expand or anything? Just one passageway.
I mean, it continues like it has a lot of breakpoints. You've passed by a couple of intersections. In fact, where these rocks were placed is one, but they're continuing just going forward.
Okay, yeah, my service goal will continue going forward until
Yeah. I mean, the Nightsider is going to move like about 100 meters ahead, and then kind of stop. And you guys all see the Sarge kind of hold up his hand to the bead, and then nod, and kind of push his group to get back up and keep moving. Apparently, you're close.
I'll start moving it as well.
Do you want to heal anyone other than the auxiliary, Theo? I don't think anyone else is injured, though.
Yeah, no, he was the only one injured.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not.
Yeah. I mean, other than the guy who got his head blown off, the other three are at least injured and bleeding out. If you guys want to capture them instead of kill them, they will just
really
bleed
have
out.
the resources to capture them.
Yeah, the guard don't really care. They're just moving on. If these guys bleed out, they bleed out. If not, whatever.
Sorry, but we don't have the resources to take you prisoner at this time. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, they're not wasting the ammo. They're just moving on.
Yeah, I'm not either. Fucking hand cannon bolts are expensive.
Yeah. So, yep. You guys push onward and make it at least within sight of the guy again. And you can see beyond him somewhat of an actual compound.
All right, turn stummer back on and start creeping forward again.
Yeah. I think actually you're going to stop there right before you guys are going to launch your assault at the compound itself, because we are almost at midnight.
If we're going to stop here, can I roll silent move?
Sure, go nuts.
Yes.
We'll have to remember that that's happening.
I'm going to re-roll with my luck. Not luck, with my fate. This is the only reason why I wanted to do it, so I could use up all my fate this session.
Yeah. As a reminder, Narks, your fate does regenerate when you move on to the next session.
Hey.
It does.
Yeah.
As a note, you can save yourself if you burn a fate. However, then your fate is gone.
Yeah.
Wait, so I only have one fate. Do I just have one fate?
Yeah, you have basically one reroll a session.
You can get it from spending experience on it. It's
doing
like
heroic things.
Yeah, it's like 500 per.
Heroic read stupid things.
Hey, I got it from stabbing a demon in the eye at the cost of stabbing myself in the ribs. Or stabbing myself with my ribs, actually.
All right.
Yep.
It was worth it.
It is, yeah, it is possible.
Stop the recording here.
Yeah, I'll send the recording there.
All right. So I'll see y'all next week, I guess.
Next
week
comes up.
As long as people
so drained at the prospect of seeing us next week.
No, I just realized I have a lot to do. I haven't prepped for tomorrow. I have D&D tomorrow.
Oh
and
no!
I have literally done no preparation.
I mean, most of this was prepped today, so.
I mean, I have a lot in my mind that doesn't help me when I'm in the moment and I can't remember it. So
yeah, I mostly just wrote up like their equipment and whatnot, and the basic idea of the groups.
That's fair. I have a lot of complicated things going on in the background that I need to keep track of, and that's annoying.
Yep.
But the show must go on.
Remake the D&D system.
No, it's
no, that's what I'm doing.
Is it Eberron? Where there's like bullshit political stuff happening all the time.
Yeah.
So that's fun. All right. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night.
Good luck and don't die.
Good night.
I'll try not to die. No promises, though. No promises.
Everyone says that.
But I'll try not to die?
No promises.
Yeah. But that's because you can't know for sure whether or not you'll die.
Yeah, it just seems very obvious. It's like I wasn't asking you for a promise. I was giving a command.
Yeah. And I can promise you, I don't give a fuck about your command. That's the one thing I can promise you.
How would you command "Don't die" though? It's 2 words.
Command, die.
Command.
Power
Well, that
word,
doesn't-
perish.
That doesn't work either, unfortunately.
If I ever get a chance to use power word kill it, I'm just gonna look them dead in the eye and say perish. Boom.
Alright, I'm gonna go figure out what the fuck Leo's messaging me about. Probably end the recording too.
Danganronpa.
Don't know about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
this
guessing.
Danganronpa thing seems weird.